now the adventures of Superman. After rescuing Batman, Robin, and Robin's grandfather at sea and rounding up the men responsible for his friend's plight, Superman, in his guise of reporter Clark Kent, returned to the Daily Planet, where he received startling news. Burning up the telephone wire from Metropolis Police Headquarters, Editor Perry White told Kent,
Jim Olsen has been arrested, and it looks as if he'll go to jail for 5 years. Hurry down here.
In response to the urgent summons, Kent hurried to police headquarters, where we find him now in Inspector Henderson's office with the blunt-chinned inspector and Perry White. The gray-haired editor is literally beside himself. Listen.
How dare you even think Jim Olsen is a crook? Of all the crazy, ridiculous nonsense. Why, have you had even one tiny ounce of brains in your thick skull, Inspector?
Chief, now look here, White.
You know Jim was innocent. If you had even one iota of brains,
Please, Chief, take it easy, will
I'll
you?
do nothing of the kind.
Confound it, White. Will you cut that out? I don't intend to take any more of this from you.
Inspector.
You've popped off enough.
Popped
Too much.
Popped off. Why, you...
Chief,
you...
Inspector, both of you, cut it out.
You stay out of this,
I will
Kent.
not stay out of it. Apparently something very serious has happened, and all I hear is a lot of useless argument. Now, quiet down, both of you, and tell me what this is all about.
Well, wait till you hear what happened. You'll blow your top, too, when you know about this policeman. He says that Jim's a counterfeiter.
Jim, a counterfeit?
Yes. Well, how do you like that?
I didn't say he was a counterfeiter.
You had him arrested, didn't you?
Yes, but I didn't say he was a counterfeiter. He was arrested for passing counterfeit money.
Passing counterfeit money?
Yes. How do you like that, Kent?
But what? How?
Well, here's the story, Kent. During the past month, there's been a steady flow of counterfeit money in Metropolis, and...
And the police think that Jim is responsible for it. They think he's got a nice little printing press.
Please, Chief, will you? Go on, Inspector.
Well, we've been investigating. But until last week, we couldn't pick up a single lead. You see, the counterfeiters are extremely clever. Their phony money looks almost exactly like the real stuff. And so it passed along without being spotted until it got into the banks.
I see, but where does Jim fit into this?
Will you hear?
I'm coming to Jim. We'd warned the storekeepers to keep their eyes open. And last week, Saturday it was, one of them called us. A grocer over on Willow and Elm Streets. That's in Jim Olsen's neighborhood.
No, so what? Just because it's in his neighborhood?
Please don't interrupt, Chief. Go on, Inspector.
This grocer had accepted a $5 bill in payment for some groceries. When he examined it, he found it was phony. And get this, it was given to him by Jim Olsen.
I don't believe Olsen gave it to him.
The grocer was on the lookout, and he spotted it right away. He had his clerk verify it before he called us.
Just the same, that doesn't prove
Wait,
that...
Chief, wait. Look, Inspector, let's, for the sake of argument, assume that Jim did pass the phony bill. Just because he happened to have one counterfeit bill doesn't mean anything. It must have been passed on him.
Right. And I'd be inclined to say the same thing, if there'd been only one bill.
You mean there were more?
And how? When we got this call from the grocer, I signed a man to trail Olsen. He caught him passing 5 other phony bills.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. 4 singles and another 5. When we arrested him, he still had another phony $5 bill in his wallet.
But that's incredible.
Well, what if he did? You said the stuff was a good imitation. Now, why do you refuse to believe that somebody passed them to Jim and changed for a bigger bill and he didn't notice it?
Of course. That's what must have happened, Inspector.
No, sir, that didn't happen.
How do you know?
Because Olsen admitted he didn't change a big bill anywhere. He got hold of this phony dough someplace, and he's been passing it, knowing full well it was phony.
And I tell you, he did no such thing.
Of course not. He couldn't. He wouldn't do a thing like that. You know he isn't dishonest.
Well, I'll admit this came as a great surprise to me, Ken. I've always thought he was a fine lad.
Well, he is.
You bet he is.
But I suppose he was tempted by the prospect of easy money.
Oh.
Yes, as many misguided youngsters are.
Ah, stuff and nonsense. There isn't a dishonest bone in Jim's body.
In my business, White, we judge only by the facts.
Good Godfrey, this whole thing is crazy. What are we going to do, Kent?
Well, first thing is to see Jim. There's been a mistake somewhere. We've got to find out just what happened. Where is he?
In the city jail.
Well, he won't be there long, I'll tell you that. I've got my lawyer on the way, and we'll post a bond. Any size bond. It'll make you look like a monkey in court, Inspector. Now, you mark my word.
Look, White, off the record, I sincerely wish you were right. Believe me, I do. But I doubt it.
Well, you'll see.
All right, we've wasted enough time, Chief. Come on, let's go have a talk with Jim.
Hi, Mr. White. Hello, Mr. Kent. I guess you never expected to see me in the clink, did you?
Frankly, no, Jim, but I'm sure it's all a mistake.
Why, of course it is. And don't worry, boy. My lawyer's on the way down here now, and he'll have you out of here in no time.
Gee, thanks, Mr. White. Oh, look, did Miss Lane take my mother home?
Yes. Now, don't worry about her. She's fine.
Poor Mom, she took it pretty hard. I don't know what'll happen to her when my trial comes up.
Easy now, Jim. We're going to clear this up without a trial, so stop worrying. You've got to help us.
Me? Well, how can I help?
You've got to tell us just exactly how that counterfeit money came into your possession.
I don't know.
Of course he doesn't, Kent. If he knew, he wouldn't be in jail.
Look, Jim, you told Inspector Henderson that since last Saturday, when you handed out the first counterfeit note, you hadn't changed any large bills. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I guess.
You guess?
Oh, no, I mean that's right.
Uh-huh. Now, you cashed your salary check at the bank Saturday morning?
That's right.
You remember how much money you had with you at the time, before you cashed the check, I mean?
Oh, just a little silver. You see, I give my mother my salary. I just keep out enough for bus fare and lunches. So by the time payday comes around, I'm always broke.
See? Now try to remember. Where did you go after you left the bank?
I went back up to the office and finished the story I was working on.
Uh-huh.
Then I went home.
How did you go home?
The way I always do, by bus.
Did you change a big bill on the bus?
No, I still had a little change in my pocket. I gave the driver a dime.
I see, and you went straight home.
Sure. Well, that is... No, not exactly. I stopped off at Schmidt's Grocery first to pick up Mom's order and pay the bill.
And that's when you passed the first counterfeit bill?
So they tell me.
Well, then there's only one explanation. Banks don't hand out counterfeit money. So the storekeeper made a mistake. It wasn't you who gave him the bad bill.
I wouldn't know.
How about the 4 other storekeepers, Chief? They couldn't all be mistaken. Besides, Henderson's man checked on the bills Jim passed as soon as he left the stores.
That's right. I forgot that. Then how...
Just a minute. Jim, when you got home from the grocery, did you give your mother the rest of your salary as usual?
Sure. Oh, no, not all of it.
No?
Well, she told me to keep $10 and pay some bills around the neighborhood.
What were they?
The cleaner and the dairy and somebody else. Oh, yeah, the drugstore.
Cleaner, the dairy, the drugstore. That's where the other counterfeit bills were passed?
Uh-huh. But I didn't know they were phony, Mr. Kent. Honest, I didn't.
Oh, of course you did.
All right, we know that, Jim, and we're going to prove it, too. Now, look, barring the chance that you did get counterfeit money from the bank, it's one chance in a million. You must have gotten the money from somebody else. Someone you made change for. Now, can you recall...
I didn't, Mr. Kent.
You must have. Go on, think hard now. How about when you went back to the office from the bank? Did you change a bill for anybody? On the way or in the office, maybe?
No.
Sure?
Sure. I mean, I didn't.
You're lying, Jim.
No.
No, wait a minute,
No.
Kent.
I say you're lying, Jim. You're lying to cover something or somebody. You know where you got that counterfeit money, but you don't want to tell us.
His voice stern, Clark Kent makes a startling charge against Jimmy Olsen. Is Kent right? We'll know more in a moment when we return for the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
You know, it's fun to take part in outside activities at school, but that kind of fun takes energy. And energy calls for a bang-up breakfast. Because if you don't eat right in the morning, you just haven't got what it takes to have fun at your work and fun at those other things, too. So tomorrow, start breakfast with Kellogg's Pep, the sunshine cereal. See how those crisp, tender flakes of whole wheat tickle your taste, put you in the mood to eat hearty. Take in that sunny, catchy Pep flavor, all golden toasted. Why, you'll say Pep's one prize dish, because there are 49 different prizes you can get in packages of Pep, one in every single package. For instance, you can collect 7 exciting colored cardboard models of fighting planes, easy and fun to assemble. And you can collect a great new series of 24 bird pictures, each with a description on the back, so that you can spot these birds forwards and backwards. And then there are those 18 bright-colored comic buttons, each with a famous comic strip character to pin on your beanie cap or your jacket. So get busy collecting these wonderful prizes. Ask Mom to get a package of Kellogg's Pep first thing tomorrow.
In Jimmy Olsen's cell in the city jail, Clark Kent, who has been quizzing the boy, has just said to the white-faced cub reporter...
You're lying, Jim. You know where you got the counterfeit money, but you don't want to tell us.
No,
You're out of your mind, Kent. You don't know what you're saying.
Oh, yes, I do, Chief.
But you're accusing Jim of being a criminal.
No. No, I'm accusing him of knowing who gave him the counterfeit money. Somebody he's covering up for. Am I right, Jim? Well?
Well, answer him, Jim. Tell him he's wrong. Well, why don't you answer? You what? Good Godfrey. Don't tell me that Kent's right.
Yes, sir. He is.
Oh, bless my soul.
Who gave you the money, Jim?
I can't tell you.
You've got to tell us.
I can't. All I can say is it's not what you think. I'm not really a crook, but
But what?
I can't say anymore.
I don't understand this, Jim. Why?
Now, look, Jim. You're covering up for someone or you're afraid of someone. I don't know which. But you've got to tell us everything. If you don't, we can't help you. And the penalty for doing what you did is 5 years in the federal penitentiary.
I can't help it, Mr. Kent. I can't tell you.
You've got to.
I can't, I tell you. I can't. Go away, please. Go away.
Look, Jim, I don't think you realize how strong a case Inspector Henderson has against you.
I can just imagine.
It's airtight. Backed with evidence that no judge or jury could afford to overlook.
Don't you worry, son. I'll get the best lawyers in the country.
Oh, Chief.
We'll put up a defense such as this town's never seen before. And we'll make a monkey out of that hard-headed, flat-footed inspector.
Well,
if
wait
I
a minute, Chief. Wait a minute. Stop blaming Inspector Henderson for this. He's not prosecuting Jim out of meanness, and you know it.
Rats. If he weren't such a puffed-up stuffed shirt, he'd know a boy like Jim couldn't have anything to do with dirty work like this.
Gee, thanks, Chief.
Look, Henderson is not police inspector for nothing. He's a good policeman who knows his job. His job is not to judge. It's to protect public interest by arresting anyone who appears to be breaking the law.
So what?
So far as the police are concerned, Jim broke the law by passing counterfeit money.
That's right, Mr. Kent, but gee whiz, I didn't do it deliberately.
Oh, no.
I didn't know those bills were phony.
Of course he did. And Henderson should
We know
know
you
that.
didn't do it deliberately, Jim. I told you that before. That's why we're on your side. Why we want to help you. But we can't help you. No lawyer can even begin to prepare a case in your defense unless you tell us everything you know.
Well, I did tell you.
You haven't told us a thing, Jim, until you tell us where you picked up those phony bills.
Jim, do you know where you got them?
No.
Jim?
Well, I can't tell you.
Why? Confounded boy, why can't you tell? Why must you be so stubborn?
Honest, Chief, I'm not being just stubborn. It's just that I...
Here's the planet, so skip it for now. Pay off the cabbie, will you, Chief? Jim and I are going up to my office for a quiet talk. We'll see you later. Come on, Jim.
Yeah, Mom, I'm okay. No, honest. Mr. White got me out on bail. Huh? I'll tell you everything when I get home tonight. Yeah. Uh-huh. No, don't you worry, Mom. Everything's going to be okay. What's that? Oh, I'm in Mr. Kent's office. Uh-huh. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Your mother all right, Jim?
Yeah, I guess so. Miss Lane took her home from police headquarters and stayed with her till just a little while ago. That helped a lot.
Oh, I'm sure it did. You know, you mean a lot to your mother, Jim.
I know.
Matter of fact, you're all she's got now since...
Yeah. There's just the two of us now.
What do you think it would do to her if you were convicted and sent away for 5 years?
Oh, gee, don't.
Sorry, Jim. I didn't mean to hurt you.
I know, but just the thought is...
I know. Isn't that enough to make you do everything you can to prove your innocence?
Sure, but...
Well, then suppose you tell me everything.
Gosh, I told you, Mr. Kent. I can't say anymore.
We'll keep it just between us. No one else need know where I got my information.
I can't.
Why? Whom or what are you afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anybody.
You seem to be, Jim. And if you are, just remember I can usually, contact Superman when we need him. And with him on your side...
Gee whiz, Mr. Kent, not even Superman could help me out of this, I'm afraid.
Why?
Well, just because.
All right, if you're not afraid of anything, whom are you shielding?
I can't tell you.
Oh, now, look, Jim, I have no more use for stool pigeons than you do. But sometimes a fellow has no other choice. Particularly in this case, when your welfare means so much to your mother and to your friends, the chief, Miss Lane, and me.
Yeah, I know.
Well?
Gee whiz, I want to tell you, Mr. Kent. I don't like being arrested and going through that bail business and the trial and maybe, doing a stretch.
For something you didn't do?
That's right, particularly for something I didn't do. But golly,
Yes?
I still can't tell you.
But why, Jim? Why?
Well?
Have you a good reason for shielding whoever it is?
Gosh, sure I have. Think I'd be doing this without a good reason?
No, I don't suppose you would. Can you tell me why you're shielding this person?
Yes.
All right. I'm listening.
Because I'm not sure.
You're not sure of what, Jim?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure I'm right about this person.
I see. Well, isn't there something I can do to help you make sure?
No. No, thanks, Mr. Kent, but I've got to...
What do you think? Oh, hello, Jim.
Hello, Miss Lane. Thanks for taking my mother home and for making her feel better.
Oh, forget it, Jimmy. Gee, I'm so glad to see you out. That is...
You mean out of the clink?
That's right.
You didn't think for 1 minute we'd let him stay there, did you?
Well, of course not, Clark. It's just that... Well, I hadn't thought about it, and that's where I saw Jim last, and...
Sure, I know.
How do things look, Jimmy? Thought about where you might have picked up that bad money?
Well...
We were just talking about that when you burst in so unceremoniously, Miss Lane.
Well, I do declare.
Do you really? Don't you recognize the closed door to a private office when you see one anymore?
And aren't we getting uppity now? Am I being chastised?
You are?
And invited to leave?
Right.
Very well, Mr. Kent. I'd be delighted.
That's the same
Hey, what the...
officer, that's her.
Oh, wait a minute. What is this?
Step aside, mister.
Who are your friends, Clark?
Where are your friends, lady? Come along quiet.
What?
Leaping lizards. What do the police want Miss Lane for?
That's what I want to know.
Come on now, let's don't have a row here.
But
Oh, now, hold on, officer.
Stand
You can't
aside,
walk...
young fella. You're impeding an officer in the exercise of his
going on
duty.
here?
Now, look.
What's the meaning of this?
I'm arresting this lady for...
Arresting her?
That's right. Now,
Great
please...
God's sake. Another member of my staff arrested. What is this, a conspiracy? Is someone out to wreck the Daily Planet? Are the police working hand in glove with a gang of crooks? Chief, wait.
Now,
How dare
mister.
you come charging into this... what authority do you break into private property?
If you'll only...
I'll
let me
call
get
Henderson.
away.
I'll call the commissioner. The mayor. I'll break you. I'll have you
Hold it,
sealed if it's
Chief.
the last thing I do.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Chief, stop it.
Nothing doing.
Wait a minute. You burst a blood vessel.
Now, officer, what's the meaning of this?
yes, I demand to know what this is all about.
Well, that's simple. I'm arresting you, lady, in the charge of that cab driver there.
But what for?
What did I do to that cab driver? I didn't forget to pay him, did I?
Look, lady, you admit riding in this man's cab?
Why, yes, I think he's the man who just drove me here from the Olsen's house.
So what?
Yes, get to the point. You paid him with a $5 bill, is that correct?
Yes, I had nothing smaller. Is that a crime?
It sure is, lady. When the fiver is a phony.
What?
You mean
When?
it's counterfeit? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And how? I'm arresting you on a charge of passing counterfeit money, so come along, miss.
But that's impossible, officer. It's just
Miss
ridiculous.
Blackbacker, get Inspector Henderson on the phone. We've got my lawyer.
Holy smokes. Now I know I'm right.
Lois Lane, protesting her innocence, leaves in police custody. Only Clark Kent, who is Superman, hears Jim Olsen mutter to himself,
Now I know I'm right.
what does he mean by that? We'll know in a moment when we return for the startling climax of today's episode. So stand by.
Say, gang, do you go in for a real Superman breakfast at your house? I mean a hearty, whopping kind of breakfast that helps start your day in high? Well, here's the lowdown on a dish that'll tease your appetite to twice its size. Why, of course, it's Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal. The crisp golden cereal that gives you the big come-on and fills your spoon with keen, catchy sunshine flavor. Yes, sir, those crisp, tender flakes of Kellogg's Pep are solid senders. They make breakfast the kind of meal that you're glad to get up for every morning. And here's something else about Pep that'll open your eyes. I mean the prize right inside your Pep package. Could be you'll find a model fighting plane in colored cardboard, one of 7 great Pep planes you can collect. Or could be you'll find one of 24 new full-color bird pictures with a full description on the reverse side so that you'll have the lowdown on these high flyers. Or your next Pep prize could be one of 18 bright-colored comic buttons sporting a famous character from the funnies like Orphan Annie or Moon Mullins or Superman himself. So start collecting all 3 kinds of swell Pep prizes. Ask Mom to bring Kellogg's Pep from the grocer tomorrow.
Lois Lane, second member of the Daily Planet staff to be arrested for passing counterfeit money, has been taken down to headquarters, accompanied by an irate editor Perry White. Deep in thought, Jim Olsen thinks he is alone in Clark Kent's office, and he is startled to hear Kent say,
Well, Jim?
Mr. Kent, I thought you went with...
No, the chief didn't need me. He'll bail Lois out.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Got any ideas about this, Jim?
What do you mean?
Know who's responsible for Lois's arrest?
Yeah. I think so.
Uh-huh. Who is it?
The same one who passed the phony money to me.
I see. Just a minute ago, Jim, I thought I heard you say that now you're sure.
That's right.
Good. Are you ready to tell me the truth?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you everything, Mr. Kent, so get set for a shot.
In here, Mary. Come on.
I'm coming. You don't have to pull me, Jim. What's it
Be
all
quiet.
about?
Here she is, Mr. Kent.
Why, it's Mary Hennig. Jim, you don't mean she...
Yeah. She's the rotten little double-crosser.
Oh, no. I can't believe it.
You can't believe what? Listen, what's this all about?
As if you didn't know.
Well, I don't... Let go my
Nothing
arm.
doing. You're not going to get away.
I'm not trying to get away. I want to know what this is all about.
Let go of her arm, Jim.
Look, Mr. Kent, I know her. She'll try to scram.
Scram? Well, what for? What did I do?
Don't worry, Jim. Let go.
Okay, but watch her. She's tricky and sneaky, too.
Oh, now, look, Jim.
We keep her out of jail, where she belongs, because we believe she's turned over a new leaf.
But I did.
We even give her a job on the planet after school. And what happens? She stabs us in the back.
What?
Oh, now, wait, Jim.
Mr. Kent, she's the same little crook she was when she was working for Al Vincent and Mart Higgins. When she stole those letters from our
But
file.
I'm not, and you can't talk to me that way, Jim Olsen. Nobody can. I don't know what this is about, but if you say I did anything wrong, you're telling a lie.
Look, Mary,
I suppose you're going to deny you asked me to give you a 10 spot for a $5 bill and 5 singles last Saturday.
Why,
Did you, Mary?
Sure I did. It's my mother's birthday, and I wanted to give her a $10 bill. What's wrong with that?
You'll find out. And do you admit you gave Miss Lane a $5 bill right here in this office last night before we all went home?
Sure, I owed it to her. Listen, I don't understand this.
Oh, no? I suppose you didn't know the money you gave me and the $5 bill you gave Miss Lane was counterfeit.
Counterfeit?
Yeah, bogus, phony, no good.
Oh, no.
Didn't you know that, Mary?
No. You mean it was?
Oh, cut out the ham acting,
Just a
Mary,
moment, Jim. Maybe she didn't know.
I didn't. Honest, Mr. Kent,
Oh, baloney, you knew all right. I was willing to keep my mouth shut when I got arrested because I was a sap, I guess. On account of you risked your life to help me once, and, well, I wanted to give you a break. But when you got Miss Lane in trouble, and she's the one who did the most to keep you out of jail, well, that's going too far.
Easy, Jim,
But
easy.
I wouldn't get Miss Lane in trouble for anything. She's been like a big sister to me. I wouldn't do anything to hurt you either, Jim. Why,
Oh, don't give me that.
But I wouldn't. I didn't know that money was counterfeit. Honest, I didn't. You gotta believe me, Jim. You gotta. Honest, Mr. Kent. You believe me, don't you?
Well,
No, he doesn't, and neither do I. You're going to the reformatory this time, you little crook.
Jim!
Oh, but first you're going to give me that ring back.
Jim, don't. You're hurting my finger.
Stop it, Jim.
I want her Superman Crusader ring back.
What for?
Well, I was responsible for giving them out at Unity House. And Mary broke the oath she took when she got it. The oath to be a good citizen and to practice tolerance.
Oh. Well, let her keep the ring for the time being.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Kent, but I can't. See, I'm responsible to Superman and...
Superman would tell you to let Mary keep it.
Huh? Well, how would you know what Superman would tell me?
After all, being a good citizen also means not condemning a person before he or she has had a fair trial, right?
Oh, sure, of course.
All right.
But Mary admits she gave Miss Lane and me the counterfeit money.
Sure, but I didn't know it was counterfeit. I tell you, I did not.
All right. You've had your say, Jim. Now Mary can have hers. Well, now stop crying, Mary, and listen. Now tell me, where did you get the money you gave Jim and Miss Lane?
Well,
It's rather unusual for you to have that much money, isn't it?
Not when she's in cahoots with a counterfeiting gang, it isn't.
But I'm not, I tell you.
Don't you remember, Mr. Kent? Inspector Henderson said there's been a lot of phony money coming into Metropolis lately.
All right, quiet, Jim. Where did you get it, Mary?
I don't know. Unless... Goodness, I just remembered.
What?
Why, I'll bet... I can't swear to it, but it must have been.
Must have been what? What are you talking about, Mary?
Well, you see, Mr. Kent, Saturday morning when I came out of my house to go to work, I ran into Biff Morgan.
Who?
Biff Morgan, when I used to steal for Al Vincent, Biff was in the gang of kids I worked with, and I haven't talked to him or any of those kids since I quit the gang. Honest, Mr. Kent.
Oh, tell that to Sweeney.
All right, for the last time, Jim, cut it out. Now, go on, Mary. You met Biff Morgan.
Yes. He was waiting out in front of my house, and when I started to walk over to 3rd Street, get to the bus, stopped me and started to
Hiya, Chickie. Long time no see.
Beat it, Biff.
Hey, what's the idea of giving the brush to an old pal?
You're no pal of mine. Get out of my way. I got work to do.
On our way, Chickie.
Don't call me Chickie. My name is Mary.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Hennick. You want I should call you taxi? Or you may be expecting your limousine and chauffeur. A what?
Boy, are you not funny. Sorry I haven't got time to laugh, but gotta get to the office so long.
Oh, look, turn off the ice, Chickie. I just showed up here this morning to do you a favor.
Well, I don't want any favors from you, Biff, so beat it.
Wait till you hear, will you? This is something good. Chance to pick up some easy dough without hardly any work.
How nice. But I'm not buying any today,
But
so...
it's easy dough, kid, and hardly any risk to it. All you have to
I'm
do
not
is...
interested, do you understand?
Now, listen a minute, will you? This is the setup.
Look, Biff, can't you understand English?
You mean you don't want to make easy dough?
Now you're beginning to catch on. Go peddle your paper someplace else.
I'll be a sardine. You sure don't sound like the Chickie I used to know.
Well, I'm not. I've learned my lesson. I'm going straight now.
Yeah, I heard that, but I didn't believe it. I heard you was beating your brains out at some newspaper every day after school, and Saturdays, too, and getting peanuts for it.
I'm earning all I deserve, and I like it.
Boy, what a sucker. Now, if you listen to me,
I don't want to listen to you. I told you I'll learn my lesson. Now beat it. And the next time you see me, don't even bother to tip your hat.
Now, wait
Beat
a minute.
it, I said.
Wait, will you? You got a right to do what you want. If you want to be a chump, that's your business. No hard feelings. But, listen, remember last year when I got in a jam and you lent me $10?
Oh, forget it.
Forget it. Nothing. Here. There's 2 5s, kid.
Gee. Well, thanks. Much obliged, Biff.
It's all right.
Gosh, this comes in handy. It's my mother's birthday tomorrow, and now I can buy her something.
Your mother's birthday, huh? Well,
Yeah.
here's $5 more. Buy her something for
Oh,
me.
no, I can't do that.
Go
Biff.
on, take it. You done me lots of favors in the old days, and I got plenty of dough now. Take it. Go ahead.
Well,
And come to think of it, I remember another time when you lent me $5 way back.
yeah, that's right, but
So
never...
stop being a dope.
Oh, hey, you must have robbed a bank.
Not me. I know an easy and safer way to get sugar. And any time you change your mind, kid, and want to get in on it, just look me up. So long now. Gotta be going.
So long, Biff. Thanks.
We'll return in a moment for the conclusion of Mary Hennigan's story and the revelation of Kent's daring plan. So stand by.
Say, gang, you want to make breakfast tomorrow morning sort of on the exciting side? Then pour yourself out a bowl of Kellogg's Pep, and here's what'll happen. Right off, when you see those crisp, golden, cheery flakes of whole wheat in your breakfast bowl, you dig your spoon in to sample Pep's flavor. Then a little smile sprouts on your face, because Pep has a way of tickling your taste. You take another spoonful and another to make sure all that catchy, super delicious flavor is real. Well, it's real, all right. It's terrific. And you know, every time you eat Pep, it pleases your taste just that way. Sure, just as you get a happy surprise every time you open your package of Kellogg's Pep for the prize inside. 3 different kinds of prizes you can get, and each one a honey. For instance, you'll get either a colored cardboard model of a fighting plane, one of 7 of the great Pep Air Fleet, or you'll get one of 24 beautiful color pictures of birds with a full description on the reverse side so that you can identify these birds anywhere. Or else you'll get a bright-colored comic button picturing one of 18 comic strip characters to pin on your jacket or your beanie cap. So start collecting all 3 kinds of swell prizes in Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine cereal.
In Clark Kent's office in the Daily Planet, young Mary Hennig, alias Chickie, has been telling Kent and Jimmy Olsen of her receiving $15 from Biff Morgan, a member of the gang she formerly belonged to. Now Mary concludes...
Biff went away. I got on the bus and came straight to the planet, Mr. Kent. Later on, I asked Jim if he could give me a $10 bill for a 5 and 5 singlet. The money I gave him and the 5 I gave Miss Lane came from Biff. I never had any idea it was counterfeit.
Uh-huh. I see.
It's a good story, but I'm not swallowing it. Are you, Mr. Kent?
Golly, it's true, Jim. I swear it's true.
Well, there's one way to find out. And for you to clear yourself, Mary. It might be dangerous, though. Are you willing to take a chance?
Why?
What do you mean, Mr. Kent?
This is up to Mary, Jim.
I'm sorry.
Well, Mary, What about it?
I'll do anything to get Miss Lane and Jim out of trouble. And myself, too. Anything, honest.
All right, come along then.
Where are we going?
To police headquarters.
What? You mean you're going to arrest me?
That will be up to Inspector Henderson.
But you just said there was a way for me to clear myself.
There is. I've got a plan. But Inspector Henderson will have to agree to it. If he does, you'll get a chance to prove your story. If he doesn't, I'm afraid you'll have to go to jail.
I didn't know it was counterfeit money, Inspector. Honest, I didn't. I only took it from that Biff Morgan because he owed me money for a long time.
That's a pretty thin alibi, Mary.
Oh, but it's true. Honest, it is.
Wait a minute, Mary. Look, Inspector, I know the cards are all stacked against this kid right now.
And how?
For one thing, she can't prove her story unless you can round up this Biff Morgan fellow.
And even if we do, it doesn't follow he's going to admit to anything. So that still leaves her holding the bag.
Right. But I believe she's telling the truth.
Oh, I am, Mr. Kent, I am.
If you insist on booking and jailing her on this charge, well, she'll never have a chance. Because, as you know, she's on probation right now with a suspended sentence hanging over her head.
I know that, Kent.
Well,
but
then...
there's nothing else I can do.
Why not?
After all, I'm just a cop, not a judge and jury, you know.
Well, sure, but can't you have a heart?
Heart's got nothing to do with this. My job is to round up and arrest suspects and turn them over to the proper authorities for trial.
That's right, but I
now,
still
this
think...
girl admits to having had counterfeit money and to passing it on to others. In addition to that, she's got a record.
So that
If I turn her loose, it'll mean my neck. And I'll deserve whatever I get for being an addle-pated software.
Well, not if she helps you round up what is obviously a big, powerful ring of counterfeiters.
Are you kidding?
Not at all.
Don't make me laugh. How could this kid help me do what my whole department hasn't been able to accomplish in 2 months of concentrated effort?
I'll tell you how.
Now, don't bother, Kent.
But
I'm too busy to waste time on any more of your crackpot ideas.
Just give me a chance, sir.
I'm sorry, Mary, but I'm going to book you and hold you for the grand jury. Then we'll decide...
Mr. Kent, I knew it'd be like this.
No, Mary, don't cry.
They're going to
the guard
put me
in
in
to take
jail.
a prisoner away to the detention
Maybe
center.
not.
Right away.
I'm not finished yet. Inspector, will you do me a favor?
Like what?
Would you please ask the guard just to hold Mary in the outer office for a few minutes?
Now, look here,
I just want a few words with you alone before they take her away.
Yeah, but
I give you my word it won't take more than 3 minutes. Now, please.
Well, this is against my better judgment.
Thanks, Inspector.
Which is the prisoner, sir?
This girl, Mike. Take her out and wait in the outer office with her until you hear from me.
Right. Come along, miss.
Okay.
Chin up, Mary. I'll see you in a few minutes.
All right, Mr. Kent.
Now, Kent, what's on your mind?
Well,
Now, before you start, I want to warn you I'm not going to buy anything.
I'll take my chances on that if you'll just listen.
Okay. Shoot.
All right. This morning when I was down here to see you about Jim Olson, you told me your department was in an uproar about the huge sums of counterfeit money that are being passed in Metropolis.
That's right. And what's more, it's so bad that the mayor and city council have demanded that we break the ring before the end of the week, or suffer a shake-up in the department. And that'll mean a lot of heads getting lopped up.
It will, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'm offering to help you break this thing wide open. I think I know a way. The only way it can be done quickly.
Yeah? How?
First, you've got to release Mary Hennig.
Oh, man, I should have seen that coming.
Now, wait a minute, Inspector. There's a good, sound reason for it.
Nothing doing, Kent, and that's final.
Oh, please, Inspector, at least wait till I've finished. If you still feel the same way then, all right, I'll give up.
Okay. Go ahead. What's your brainstorm?
Just this. As Mary told you, she was first approached by this Biff Morgan boy to work with him in what he called an easy money racket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, since he gave her the phony bills, my hunch is that he's working for the counterfeit gang. Do you follow me?
Yeah. Go on.
Well, my plan is for Mary, who, incidentally, I'm convinced wants to keep on going straight, to contact Morgan, tell him she's reconsidered and wants to get in on the easy money he spoke of.
Then she joins the gang and works undercover for us, eh?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That way she can find out who are the important men in the gang, and she can also collect enough evidence for you to crack them wide open and send them each up for a long term.
Well, sounds pretty good.
Pretty good? Why, it's perfect, Inspector. It can't fail.
If the girl's on the level.
Oh, she is. I'll vouch for her.
Do you think she'd do it?
I'm sure she would. She'd do anything to clear her name or to prove her desire to go straight.
No, I'm afraid of it, Kent.
Well, why?
Well, it's too risky.
No,
if
it
that
isn't.
kid got caught or anything happened to her, I'd never forgive myself.
Well, don't worry about that. I'll see that nothing happens to her.
You will?
Yes, that's right.
Who in blazes do you think you are, Superman?
Yeah, I mean, no, but
I
can
still think it's too risky for the girl, and we'd better forget it.
But, Inspector, you can't...
Excuse me. All right. Anderson speaking. Oh? Oh, yes, Mr. Mayor. Yes, sir. Well, no, sir, not yet. Well, we're doing everything we... But yet, yes, I understand, sir. 48 hours? But that's impossible. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I will, sir. Goodbye. Of all the ding-dong tyrannical...
Well, what's up, Inspector?
My dander's up. That's what? 48 hours. Just 2 days. That's all they give me to break this case. 48 hours or else. Miracles they want. Nothing short
You
of...
can do it, Inspector.
What?
You can break that case within 48 hours if you'll release Mary Hennig and accept my plan.
All right, I accept.
Swell.
But get this, Kent.
What?
If that kid turns out to be a phony, or if anything happens to her, heaven help you.
Don't you worry. Just order the guard to release Mary to me, and we'll go to work at once. Now, you're sure you understand what you're to do, Mary?
Uh-huh. I'm to tell Biff Morgan I changed my mind about that easy money.
That's right. Join the gang, find out as much as you can about the big shots, and report to me.
Okay, Mr. Kent.
Not frightened, are you?
Well, not exactly. Just nervous a little.
Now, don't you worry about anything, Mary. Play your hand smart. Take no unnecessary risks. When and if you think trouble is brewing, you get in touch with me at once, one way or another. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Good. Well, I guess this is about as close as I can take you to the hangout without danger of being seen.
Gee, I don't know how to thank you for this chance, Mr. Kent.
Don't bother. I believe you deserve it, and I'm counting on you to do a good job.
Thanks. And so long, sir.
So long, Mary. Good luck.
Driving off, Clark Kent leaves Mary Hennig standing alone on a street corner in the slum neighborhood where she is to begin a dangerous undercover job in an effort to clear her name. What will happen? We'll know more in a moment when we return for the suspenseful climax of today's episode. So stand by.
You know, gang, the community chest is mighty, mighty important to fellows and girls all over the country. It helps keep your clubs going, you know, organizations like the Boy Scouts and the Campfire Girls and the Girl Scouts. And it also supports summer camps and provides health and medical care and recreation for thousands and thousands of young people every year. So, how about telling Mom and Dad that you're interested in their gift to the Community Chest campaign in your community this year? And if you can, earn or give money to the Community Chest yourself.
Going directly to the hangout where she knew he would be found, Mary Hennig buttonholed Biff Morgan, the young hoodlum who passed the counterfeit money on her after vainly urging her to join her old friends in an easy money racket. As we rejoin her on the curb in front of a pool room, the young girl has just told Morgan she's changed her mind and has decided to accept his offer. Listen.
I don't get it, Chicky. Mary.
Ah, go on. Call me Chicky. I'm through with that sweet Mary stuff.
Yeah? What's the pitch?
Oh, I want to get in on that easy dough you was telling me about.
How come you changed your mind so all of a sudden? Last time I saw you, gave me a fast freeze and a quick brush.
Sure, I know. You set me thinking. The more I think, the more I'm sure I'm a sucker, see?
Go on, keep talking.
When I see how I work my head off for peanuts at the newspaper joint, I figure I'm a sap.
That ain't what you said the last time.
Yeah, I know. But I told you I've been thinking, didn't I?
Yeah, go on.
Well, like I say, I work my head off there and nobody's ever satisfied. They want blood for their few bucks a week. And then today, that was a clincher.
What happened?
I made a little mistake. Nothing important. Editor White. He's the boss. Nearly snapped my head off. Boiled the daylights out of me, so I quit.
This on the level, Chicky?
Well, sure. You don't think I'd string you, do you?
I don't know. You might.
Oh, now look, Bill.
It's kind of hard to swallow stuff like this after the way you talked the other day.
But I told you started me thinking. You made me see what a sap I was to work for buttons when I could make plenty of cabbage without beating my brains out.
Chickie, you're beginning to sound like your old self again.
I feel like it, Biff. Say, what do you say? Can you get me in?
Sure I can. I'll take you to see the boss.
Oh, gee, that's swell.
But I warn you, Chickie, he's a plenty smart apple, see? You can spot a phony a mile away. You get me?
Yeah. Sure.
So you better be on the level, because if you're not, well, they're liable to find you floating in the river. You understand?
Yeah. I understand.
Okay, kid, come on.
What's this office we're going to, Biff?
The reliable messenger service.
Messenger service? You will run messages?
Yeah, that's right.
What are you giving me? Where does this soft touch come in?
You'll find out. Here we are.
Oh.
Well, what you waiting for? Go on in.
Okay.
Hiya, Herman. Is the boss in?
Yeah, he's in.
Well, brush the hair out of your eyes and tell him Mr. Biff Morgan and Miss Chickie Hennig is here. Let's tell him, huh, Chickie?
Yeah.
Sit down, Biff. The boss is busy.
Yeah, but I got an appointment with him. How long's he going to be busy?
How do I know? Sit down and shut up, or I'll sit you down and shut you up.
Some kidder, ain't you, Herman? Guess we might just as well sit down, Chickie.
Who's this Herman character?
That's the boss's assistant. Answers a phone and stuff. You know what he can do?
What?
He can tear a telephone book right in half.
Go on. That little runt.
I seen him do it. He's got hands like an ape's. And boy, is he mean. Once, two of the kids, real big kids, got him sore. He picked one up in each hand like they were babies and held them out of the window.
Wow.
I think he would have dropped them if Mr. Pearlie hadn't come in and made him put him down.
Jeepers.
So don't ever get him sore.
Oh, I won't. Say, who's this Mr. Pearlie you mentioned?
He's the boss of the joint. He's the...
That's Mr. Pearlie's buzzer. You two kids go on into Mr. Pearlie's office now.
Okay. Come on, Chickie. This is Chickie Hennig, Mr. Pearlie, the kid I told you about.
Hi.
Glad to see you, Chickie. Sit down.
Thanks.
Biff tells me you want a job.
Sure. It's the right kind.
What do you mean?
Short hours, plenty of moolah.
You got the right idea, huh, Mr. Pearlie?
But if that's what you want, why you been knocking yourself out on that newspaper job?
Oh, I was a dope. When Al Vinson and Maud Higgins got sent up the river, well, they're the guys I used to work for.
I know.
I got cold feet. I decided I'd better go straight. Anyhow, till the heat was off. I can't take no more of that stuff. Working every day after school and all day Saturday, and for what? $15 a week.
Peanuts, huh, boss?
Sure. And who wants to live on peanuts? I'm no elephant.
Pretty good, huh, Mr. Pearlie?
Shut up. Did Biff tell you anything about this job?
Oh, just that there ain't much work or risk, and it's easy pickings. That's what I'm looking for.
That's all you know?
That's all?
Well, I'll tell you a little more about it. I run a messenger service. People call us up to pick up railroad or plane tickets for them, or theater reservations. Now the truck strike is on, they want us to pick up packages for them at the stores.
Uh-huh.
Also, they want us to return the stuff for them sometimes and bring them back their money.
Hmm.
That's what I want smart kids for, to pick up the stuff for my customers, see?
Don't sound to me like you need smart kids for that. All they need is a pair of feet.
And the way it works out, sometimes they need a fast pair of feet, huh, Mr. Pearlie?
Keep your big mouth shut, Biff.
But I just said
Shut
that...
up. You talk too much. Well, Chickie, do you think you'd be interested in a job like that?
What's in it?
$40 a week.
$40? Not bad. What's the rest of the setup?
What do you mean?
Look, paying $40 a week for a job you can get plenty of kids to do for 15. What's the gimmick?
That's all there is, sister.
I don't want the job. So long, Mr.
Wait a minute.
Nothing doing. I'm no chump. Some angle you ain't telling me about, and I don't go into anything with my eyes closed.
Good girl, Chickie. You have got brains.
Thanks.
If you'd accepted the job blind, I wouldn't have hired you.
I told you she was smart.
Now, skip the flowers. I'm not born until I know what gives.
Okay. Here's the setup.
It's about time.
Don't be sore. I was just trying you out. Now, listen. Some of our customers are in trouble with the police. That's why they have us do their errands for them.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be sharp. If a clerk at a railroad station or at a store acts suspicious, looks at the money a long time, or stalls you, well, maybe he's calling the house dick, you got to take it on the lam fast, see?
Well, I don't get it. Why should they look at the money a long time? You mean it's phony?
Where'd you get that idea?
Huh? Why, you said they might look at the money a long time. Why should they do that and store me while they call a dick? The money's okay, I mean.
I didn't say they would. I said they might.
Oh.
In order to keep you around while they investigated the client you were working for, or to trail you. If they were suspicious of the client, that is.
Oh, I get it now. Okay, Mr. Pearlie, when do I go to work?
Right now.
That's swell.
There's $260 in this envelope. Take it to the Eastern Railroad Station, to the reservation window. Give the clerk the money. He'll give you 2 compartment reservations on the Limited to California. 2
compartments on the Limited.
That's right.
Right.
It's all written on the envelope here. Bring the tickets back to this office, and I'll tell you what to do then.
Okay, I'm on my way. So long, fellas.
Hey, wait, Chickie. Look, don't you want me to go along with him, Mr. Pearlie, the first time?
No, that won't be necessary. Besides, I got a job for you, too. Go ahead, Chickie.
Okay.
Now get this, Biff. I want you and Herman to trail her.
But you just said
I didn't want her to suspect you, dummy. She may be all right, but I didn't like that crack she made about phony money. Hurry now. Get Herman and follow her.
Unaware that she is being trailed, Mary Hennig leaves the shabby office building and rides the crowded subway to the Eastern Railroad Station. There in the huge, busy waiting room, she looks about her swiftly, then slips into the last one of a row of telephone booths and removes the envelope Pearlie had given her from her handbag. Carefully, she examines the crisp $10 and $20 bills, then inserts a coin in the phone slot, dials a number.
Oh, if only Mr. Kent was there.
Daily Planet.
Oh, Mr. Clark Kent, please, hurry.
1 minute, please.
He's just gotta be there.
Hello?
Mr. Kent?
Yes, who's this?
This is Mary Henning.
Oh, yes, Mary. I've been waiting to hear from you. How did it go?
Fine, listen now. I'm at the railroad station. I've got $260 in counterfeit money they gave me.
You have? How did you
And
get
they gave me a job. Listen, can you get over here right away?
Yes, of course. Where are you?
At the railroad station. You'd better hurry. They expected me to come right back.
But which railroad station? There are 3 in Metropolis.
I'm at the... Creepers, Biff and Herman. They must have followed me.
Listen, Mary, which railroad
Oh, my
station?
gosh, they're going to open the... I've got to hang up.
No, wait, Mary.
Okay, Chickie.
Biff.
Yeah, we got you.
Terrified, Mary Hennig looks up at Biff Morgan and the scowling, brutish Herman who blocked the door of the phone booth. We'll return in a moment for the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
You know how it is, gang. If you get up feeling cheerful, most likely you've got a good day ahead. So start your day right by having fun right at the breakfast table with a bowl of Kellogg's Pep. Is it good? Why, Kellogg's Pep has a regular talent for tickling your taste. It's a regular fun feast. Those delicate whole wheat flakes are so crisp and fresh, so downright catchy tasting that, well, you get a bang out of every single spoonful. Yes, sir, and who wouldn't get a bang out of those slick Pep prizes? 3 different kinds of prizes, one or the other in every package of Pep you open. For instance, you may find one of 24 keen bird pictures in gleaming bright color with a description on the reverse side so that you'll have the lowdown on these high flyers. Or you may find an exciting colored cardboard model of a fighting plane, easy and fun to assemble. And you can collect all 7 model planes in the series. Or your next Pep prize may be a bright-colored comic button picturing one of 18 famous characters right out of the funnies to pin on your beanie cap or your jacket. So hop to it, gang. Collect all 3 kinds of these smooth prizes. Ask Mom to get you Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine cereal.
Trapped in a phone booth at the Eastern Railroad Station while making a phone call to Clark Kent, Mary Hennig sees Biff Morgan and Herman, Mr. Pearlie's assistant, blocking the narrow doorway.
What are you 2 doing here?
You didn't expect to see us, eh, Chickie?
No,
Who are you calling up?
Who? Oh, I was calling my mother.
I suppose you were reading her the numbers of the bills in that envelope, huh?
Oh, these?
Yeah, those. You were calling the cops, weren't you?
The cops? Are you crazy, Biff?
Oh, yeah? Listen, you...
Not here, Biff. Come with us, Chickie.
Now, wait a minute. Where you take...
You'll find out. Now, come along. Don't try to scream or attract any attention, or... You see this knife?
Yeah.
You try anything, you'll feel it in your heart.
Why didn't you call me as soon as you heard from her? I'd have thrown a squad of men around each of the 3 stations.
I couldn't take the time to call you, Inspector. I told you Mary was in danger.
What do you mean you couldn't take the time?
I couldn't
Our
take the
3 railroad stations are miles apart.
So?
How could you figure to cover them all faster than we could?
Well,
Kent, sometimes you do the dumbest thing.
Oh, now, look.
The chances are this Chickie kid, Mary, is 100 miles away by this time and laughing at us.
Laughing? What do you mean?
I mean she played you for a sap. And me, too.
How?
Well, it's clear she's working hand in glove with a counterfeiting gang that's flooding this town with bad money.
Oh, no, you're wrong, Inspector.
Nuts. I should have hung on to her. And instead, I let you talk me into letting her go. I ought to have my head examined.
Now, wait.
Did you realize the mayor has given me 48 hours to round up the gang or else?
Of course, I know that.
This means my neck, Kent. Mary Hennick was the only lead we had to the counterfeiting gang.
Right.
And now that she's gotten away, I'm sunk.
No, you're not.
Finished, washed up.
Oh, ridiculous, Inspector. Mary isn't the girl she used to be when she was called Chickie.
No?
No. I'm as convinced of her innocence as I am of my own.
Look, Kent, I used to think you were a smart guy. But that kid played you for a sucker.
She did
And
not.
what hurts me is that I let you play me for one.
Oh, stop that nonsense.
Nonsense?
Yes. The important thing right now is that Mary is in danger. Great danger.
Nuts. She's giving us the Mary ha-ha, that's what.
I only knew where to look for her. Look, Inspector, have you put out an alarm for Biff Morgan?
Oh, naturally. We haven't been able to pick him up. He must have scrammed, too.
I'm worried. I only knew where Mary is. If I had just the tiniest clue to where she is.
As Clark Kent, instinctively sensing trouble, worries fretfully about young Mary Hennig, the girl is herself trembling inwardly with fear for her life as she stands in the private office of Mr. Purley, manager of what appears to be a messenger service.
Nice work, Biff. You and Herman did exactly right in bringing her back to the office.
Yeah, that dirty little double-crosser.
I am not. Listen, Mr.
Shut
Purley.
up, Chickie. Did you or Herman hear who she was talking to on the phone, Biff?
Well, no, I didn't, but I'm
Herman?
sure.
No, but it must have been the cops.
It wasn't. I'm telling you.
I think it was. Look, let me have her for a few minutes, boss. I'll choke the truth out of her.
No, don't touch
Let
me.
her alone, Herman.
But, boss, she
Let her
can't-
alone, I said. Now, Chickie, come clean, or it'll be just too bad for you. Who were you phoning in the railroad station?
My mother.
Ah, baloney.
She's lying, boss. Just let me...
I'm not lying. I did call my mother. I remembered. I didn't tell the Daily Planet I quit, or my mother either. The Planet called up to find out where I was. The old lady might think something happened to me and call the cops. I didn't want the coppers looking for me, so
She's lying, boss. Just let me get the truth out of her for you.
Don't let him touch me.
Let her alone, Herman.
Oh, boss.
Cut it out. That's a smooth story you tell, Chickie.
Oh, it's true, Mr. Purley. Honest it is. Look at... Why should I want to double-cross you? You showed me a way to make real money, and that's what I want.
Yeah, ask her what she was doing with all the dough out of the envelope and why she was looking at it when we caught her in the phone booth.
Well, Chickie?
Oh, that. Why,
You say she can't answer. I tell you she
Shut
was
up,
looking...
Biff. How about it, Chickie? Why were you examining the money I gave you? Looking for something special?
I don't know what you mean, Mr. Purley.
Quit stalling. What were you looking for?
I was, okay, I'll tell you. I didn't want to say this before, and I didn't want you to laugh at me, but, well, you said there were $260 in the envelope.
So?
Well, I never seen that much money before. Not all at once, I mean. So I just wanted to see it and feel it, sorta.
Is that so?
I tell you, she's lying, boss. Look, if you'll just let me work
Oh,
on
no,
her...
I told you the truth, so help me, I did.
Maybe you are telling the truth, Chickie.
I don't know. Maybe it was like she said. She always used to be all right, Joe.
Rats! Listen to me, boss. I say she's lying. You oughtn't to take any chances.
I don't intend to take any chances, Herman. The big shot wouldn't like it if anything happened. Now.
What do you mean?
You mean you're going to let me take care of her, boss?
No, Herman. I'm simply going to dispense with Chickie's services.
What?
How was that again, boss?
I said I'm going to dispense with her services. She's fired, at least for the time being.
Oh, now
Here,
look.
Chickie, here's a $5 bill.
Oh, but
A very good $5 bill, by the way, in case any of your friends are interested. That should pay you for your work today. Goodbye now.
Oh, but gee whiz, why can't you give me another chance?
We don't need you. Business is kind of slow at the moment.
But you said you needed kids.
Things have slowed down. If it picks up again and nothing happens to make me change my mind about you, I may get in touch with you. Goodbye, Chickie.
Oh, but gee whiz, I want this job. Look at, I'll work for less dough. Oh, if you'll just let
Sorry,
me stay.
Chickie. Goodbye.
But listen,
Go on. Beat it.
Well, okay. That's the way you feel about it.
Sorry, Chickie.
Skip it. So long.
So long, Chick.
Boss, you gotta listen to me. I tell you...
Wait, Herman. You wait in the reception room, Biff. Answer the phone if it rings.
Okay, Mr. Fairley.
Now listen to me, boss.
Wait. Biff knows too much now. I don't want him to know any more.
But look, boss, we can't let Chickie get away. If she's working
If
with
she
the
is,
cops...
neither she nor they have a thing on us. We got the money back that I gave her for the tickets.
I know, but suppose she tips them on this joint and they come up
They
here.
won't find a thing except $100 or so in good United States Treasury money.
Yeah, but they'll watch us. They'll queer the swellest racket we ever had. Why don't you let me get rid of her right now before she can get to the police?
Don't you see we can't touch her now? If she did call the cops from the station and tell them about us, and then something happens to her, they'd know we did it.
Oh, yeah, I never thought of that.
I know you didn't. But don't think I'm going to let Chickie get away if she is working with the cops.
Yeah, but you just
Shut up
said
and listen. I said we can't touch Chickie now. Not till she's checked in safely at her home or police headquarters or someplace. After leaving us. Now then, if the police show up here, we'll know she tipped them off. Then, to make sure she can't testify against us in court, we'll get her.
How long do you think we'll have to wait to find out?
Not long. If the cops do show up, it ought to be today. Then right after they leave, we'll find Chickie and finish her.
We'll be back in a moment with the tense climax of today's episode. So stand by.
Say, how you coming with your collection of pet prizes? The model planes or the bird pictures or the comic buttons? Well, here's an idea to help you along. Sometimes it may happen that the prize you get in your package of Kellogg's Pep is a duplicate of one that you already have. For instance, you may collect 2 Curtiss Helldiver model planes when you're trying to collect Pep's 7 different model planes. Well, then, just swap duplicates with the gang. Sure, and you can swap duplicates of those slick, full-color bird pictures, too, to help you round up your collection of bird pictures. Or if in your next package of Pep you find a comic button picturing, say, Moon Mullins, when you were hoping for one of Orphan Annie or Superman, why, somebody in the gang sure to want to make a trade. That way you'll have fun getting together your collection of all 3 kinds of Pep prizes. And all the while, every morning at breakfast, you can be piling in those crisp, delicious flakes of Pep. Think of the keen, catchy flavor, that fresh, full wheat flavor, that terrific Pep flavor. Yes, sir, a bowl of Pep is strictly on the beam. So ask Mom for Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine cereal, and look for your prize inside the package. And say, don't forget about that big news I promised for next week. It's terrific, so be sure to listen in.
Learning at the Daily Planet that Clark Kent was at police headquarters, young Mary Hennig hurried there. And now, in Inspector Henderson's office, she has just finished telling Kent and Henderson her story.
Well, Inspector, do you still think Mary is working with the counterfeiters?
I don't know, Kent. This could be a trick to throw me off the track.
Oh, no, it isn't a trick, Mr. Inspector. Honest.
Of course not.
Well, I'll find out within the next half hour.
What do you mean?
Just a moment.
Yes, Inspector?
Find Sergeant Healy and send him in here.
Yes, sir.
Now, what do you mean you'll find out within the next half hour, Inspector?
I'm going to raid that messenger service and find out if that is where the phony money is coming from.
Oh, great Scott, you can't do that.
What do you mean I
You'll
can't?
gum up the whole works because this fellow Pearlie is suspicious of Mary. That's why he fired her.
So what?
So now he's expecting her to go to the police. And with a raid, you'll tip him off that you suspect him. Once you do that, you'll never get the goods on him and the people behind him. You recall Mary said he mentioned a big shot?
That's right, he did.
What we've got to do is make Pearlie believe he was wrong about Mary. Quiet his suspicions and then sell her back to him.
Nothing doing.
But
I bought your plan before, Kent, but I'm not buying this one.
But, Inspector,
Save it,
only...
Kent. I've got 46 hours left in which to clean up this counterfeiting racket. And nothing's going to stand in my way.
Huh.
If Pearlie is our man, as Mary says, I'll get him, and I'll get his gang.
But you won't. You'll only get...
If Pearlie is in the clear, then I'll know Mary is giving us the runaround.
Oh.
And I have suspect she
No,
is.
Inspector, I'm telling you the truth.
Anyhow, from here in, I'm doing this my way.
Oh, please listen, Inspector. I tell you, you're making a big mistake.
Well, if I am, it's my responsibility. But I don't think so.
You want me, Inspector?
Yes, Healy. We're going to make a little call on an outfit called the Reliable Messenger Service.
Oh, please, Inspector, wait just a minute.
Get out of my way, Kent. Let's go, Healy.
You figure this Pearlie guy's putting counterfeit money around through these messenger cases. Is that it, Inspector?
Well, that's what Mary Hennig says, Healy. And if she's lying, she'll go up for a long stretch. She's on probation now, you know.
Yeah. Well, I sure hope this trip pans out. You see the afternoon papers?
Uh-huh. How do you like that mayor? giving us 48 hours to get those counterfeiters.
How does he get that way? Doesn't he know we've been breaking our necks for weeks trying to find that gang?
I don't know. But this may be the payoff at last, Healy.
I sure hope so.
Imagine Clark Kent trying to talk me out of this raid.
Kent did? Why?
Oh, just one of his cockeyed notions. Hey, look out, Healy, in front of you.
Damn Cussler. Look, Inspector, it's Superman.
Sorry to startle you, gentlemen, but this is urgent.
Well, I'll be hanged. It is Superman.
Right. Mind if I get in? I'll attract too much attention standing in the street.
No. Come on in.
Thanks.
Hey, listen. What's the idea?
I'll be brief, Inspector. I've just looked over Mr. Purley's office, the reliable messenger service.
You have?
Why, well, that's where we were going.
I know you were, but I can save you a lot of trouble. My search proved there is no counterfeit money in Purley's office, nor is there any equipment for making money.
There isn't?
No.
But
take my word for it. My hunch is that Purley suspected Mary Hennig might tip you off, and he cleaned out all the evidence in anticipation of a visit from you.
That's what Clark Kent said. Listen, Superman.
What?
How did you know about Purley and Mary Hennig?
Why, Kent contacted me a few minutes ago.
How?
Kent did?
He said he was sure Purley would expect you and suggested that your raid would only drive him and his associates undercover, so that you'd never get the goods on them.
But that's a
Please
lot of...
don't think I'm trying to tell you how to run your department, Inspector. But if you'll take my advice, you'll go back to your office and listen to Kent. He has a plan to suggest which I think might work.
Well, if you say so, Superman.
Thanks, Inspector. I don't think you'll regret it. I've got to be going.
Oh, thanks for the assist.
Don't mention it. Good luck. Up and away!
Well, if you can sell your idea to Superman, Kent, I guess the least I can do is listen to it.
Thanks, Inspector. Here's what I have in mind. First, we've got to get Mary Hennig back into Purley's good graces so she can go on with what she started.
Uh-huh.
Then, when she finds out where he gets his phony money and who are the people higher up, you swoop down on them and break the ring.
Yeah, that sounds good. But how are we going to do it? You know Purley fired Mary because he's suspicious of her.
Yes, I know, but I want you and Healy to pull a little raid on Purley. A friendly raid, so to speak.
Are you nuts, Kent?
Why?
You did your best to talk me out of a raid, and now
wait
you're
a minute,
trying...
wait a minute. Let me explain, Inspector. The idea is for Mary to telephone...
Reliable messenger service. Purley speaking.
Hello, Mr. Purley. This is Mary Hennig.
Who?
Mary Hennig, you know, Chicky.
Oh. Look, kid, I told you I'd call you when I wanted you. So don't bother calling me.
Wait, Mr. Purley. I'm downstairs, see? In the lobby.
I don't care where you are. I'm busy now.
Wait,
so...
will you? I just saw Inspector Henderson.
You saw who?
Inspector Henderson. I was on my way in to see you to ask for my job back. And I saw him get out of his car with another cop. I know him on account of the time I got arrested.
You saw him get out of his car where?
Right here in front of your building. He went in the lobby, and the dick with him looked at the directory on the wall. He said, here it is, Reliable Messenger Service, room 922.
He did, huh?
Yeah. They're right on their way up to the elevator now. I thought I'd better tip you off in case.
Much obliged, kid. Maybe you'll hear from me later. Well, Inspector, are you satisfied there's no counterfeit money on my premises? Or do you want to rip up the carpets?
No, I don't think that'll be necessary, Mr. Purley. Looks like this was a wrong steer. Sorry to bother you.
That's all right. But I'd like to know why you picked on my place. Why, I run a legitimate messenger service.
Oh, I'm sure you do. But you've probably read in the papers about a counterfeiting gang operating in Metropolis.
Why, yes, I have, but...
Well, two youngsters who tried to pass counterfeit money in a department store were traced to this neighborhood.
Yeah.
They got away, but we've been keeping a lookout for them. Now, a lot of youngsters were seen coming in and out of this building, so we investigated. Discovered there was a messenger service here. We just popped in on the chance, that's all.
I see.
Well, I won't bother you again, sir. Sorry I did this time, but you know how it is. Police can't afford to overlook anything.
Sure, I know. No hard feelings, Inspector.
Good. So long, Mr. Purley. Come on, Healy.
Hey, goodbye, Inspector. The dopes. Okay, Herman. You can stop making like a bookkeeper. They're gone.
Dirty cops, I hate them.
Oh, you hate everybody, you old sourpuss.
No, I don't hate you, boss.
Good thing you don't, or I'd find a knife in my ribs. But you got to admit you were wrong this time.
About what?
About that Chicky kid. You were sure she was working with the cops.
And I still say she is.
Are you nuts? I told you she tipped me off Henderson was coming here.
Yeah, I can't figure that out. But I still say she's a double-crosser, and I can tell, boss.
Never mind. Come on now, we got to work fast.
Work at what?
Packing. We got to move out of this place.
Move? Why?
Why? Because of the cops, you dope. They were here once, and they might come again. Especially if they're watching this neighborhood.
Oh, you don't mean we're going to have...
No, we're going to a different neighborhood, that's all. Also, I'll have to build up a whole new organization. New kids. We can't take any chances. We don't know which 2 kids the cops spotted and trailed.
Maybe it was that Biff Morgan kid. You better get rid of him anyhow. He knows too much.
Biff's all right. He's the only one I'll keep. Him and Chickie Henny.
Chickie? Oh, no, you don't want her, boss. She's a double-crosser, I tell you.
Of all the stubborn guys. Didn't she just prove she was okay?
Not to me, she didn't. Listen, boss, that kid is poison, I'm telling you.
And I'm telling you, you're all wet. She proved she can be depended on. And what's more, she's smart. Now, come on, start packing.
Oh, boss, please listen to me, will you? Don't have nothing to do with that Chickie kid. I won't let you.
You won't let me. Since when are you giving orders?
I know what I'm talking about.
You don't know your ear from your elbow. Shut up now and get to work. We gotta move fast. The big guy says he turned out a big print run of a lot of hot money. And we gotta get rid of it. Fast.
Hello?
That you, Chickie?
Oh, yeah. Is this Mr. Pearl?
Never mind the name. Did I wake you up, kid?
Oh, me? Nah, I don't go to sleep so early. What's on your mind, Mr. Pearl?
No names, I said. Listen, kid, I'm making some fast changes. I got a special job for you. There's real dough in it for you, too. Are you interested?
Am I? And how? Just give me the check.
That's the way to talk. Okay, get this. You know where the Adams Hotel is on 4th Street?
Sure, I know.
All right. Meet me there in a coffee shop right away.
You bet. I'll be right over.
Dressing hurriedly, Mary Hennig leaves the small apartment, moving quietly so as not to awaken her mother and younger brother and sister. What is the special assignment which Pearlie has for her? And what further trouble will it lead her into? We'll return in a moment with the tense climax of today's episode. So stand by.
You know, gang, it's always a good idea to get up in plenty of time in the morning so that you don't have to hurry with that breakfast bowl full of Kellogg's Pep. Because Pep is so good, you want to get the full golden toasted flavor in every spoonful. Yes, sir. You don't want to skip one bit of the fun of eating those crisp, catchy flakes of whole wheat. So tomorrow morning, just hitch up your chair and settle down to some mighty smooth eating with Pep, the Sunshine cereal. Is it delicate and light? Does it taste terrific? And you get a swell surprise when you see the nifty prize in each Pep package. A real surprise of a prize. Could be you'll find a model fighting plane in colored cardboard, one of 7 great Pep planes you can collect. Or it could be you'll find one of 24 new full-color bird pictures with a description on the reverse side so that you can be hep on birds. Or it could be your next Pep prize will be one of 18 bright-colored comic buttons sporting a famous comic strip character like Periwinkle or Harold Teen or Superman himself. So start collecting all 3 kinds of these keen Pep prizes. Ask Mom to get you a supply of Kellogg's Pep from the grocer tomorrow. And keep in mind that big news I promised you. Be sure to listen in on Monday, because this is something you won't want to miss.
Due to the successful operation of Clark Kent's plan, Mary Hennig is once more back in the good graces of Mr. Pearlie, who summoned her to meet him in a coffee shop late at night. As we rejoin her now, Mary has just left the hall of her tenement building and is walking up the dark, deserted street to the bus line 3 blocks away. She does not look behind her. But even if she did, it is doubtful if she would notice the dim, stooped figure of Herman, Pearlie's ape-like henchman, who slips noiselessly behind her, keeping in the thick shadows of the tenements overhung with rusty fire escapes. Grasped in one of Herman's huge hands is the bone handle of a long, thin knife, the blade of which is hidden in his sleeve. His thick, loose lips move as he mumbles to himself.
Boss wouldn't listen to me. But I know. This kid's a double-crosser. And I gotta get rid of her so she can't get us into no trouble.
Summoned to meet Pearlie late one night in a coffee shop, Mary left her house to walk to the bus line, unaware that Pearlie's henchman, a brute-like man named Herman, who was certain Mary was not to be trusted, was trailing her, a knife in his hand and murder in his eyes. As we continue now, Herman is only a pace behind the unsuspecting girl. Slowly he narrows the gap, raises his knife, and is about to plunge it into her back when suddenly he stops, the steel blade poised in midair. The snarl of fury contorting his face, he slips noiselessly into a doorway and presses back into the dark shadows as a tall figure steps into the light of the street lamp, a silver shield gleaming on his blue uniform. Listen.
Well, if it isn't Mary Hennig herself.
Oh, Hello, Officer Murphy.
Faith, and where would you be going at this time of night, Mary? And alone, too.
Who, me? Oh, I got somebody to see.
Do you now? Like who, for instance?
Why, that's my business.
Sure, and maybe it's my business, too. You've been forgetting you're on probation, Colleen?
Oh, no, I didn't forget, but... Oh, so what? Can't I even walk on the street without asking permission?
Sure you can. But when it's close to midnight and you're out alone, why, then it's up to me to be inquiring about it.
Well, I know, but...
You wouldn't be after slipping back into your old ways now, would you, Mary?
Oh, no, sir. Of course not, Officer Murphy. I learned my lesson. Right now, I got it.
Good. Now, where are you going at this time of night, huh?
Well, I can't tell you where I'm going, Officer Murphy, but I swear I'm not going to do anything wrong, honest. It's a business secret.
A business secret, is it? Would it be having to do with a newspaper story now?
Oh, yes, it is. But I can't tell you any more, Officer. Please believe me. I'm not doing anything wrong, and I've got to hurry now or I'll be late.
All right, Mary. After all, I want you to be thinking of me as your friend, not your enemy. Which way would you be going now?
Over to 4th Avenue to get the bus.
I'd be walking along with you then, if you don't mind.
Well...
No, this is a dark street and it's late, so I'll see you safe to the bus. Come along.
Oh, so glad you called me back to work, Mr. Pearlie.
I figured I needed a smart girl like you.
Thanks. What's the special job you said you got for me?
Well, it's like this, Chickie. You see, I'm moving my office to a new location over on Front Street.
Moving, huh? Why?
Because I don't like cops dropping around. And since your friend, Inspector Henderson, was in today...
He ain't no friend of mine.
Don't I know it? You did yourself a good turn when you tipped me off he was coming. Not that he would have found anything wrong, understand. But you proved you were on your toes and in there pitching for me. So now I'm going to do something for you.
Yeah? What's cooking?
Here's the pitch. When I decided to move my office, I decided to let all my messengers go, too. All except you and Biff Morgan.
Well, how come? You said you needed lots of messages.
Yeah, but a couple of the kids, I don't know which ones, weren't as smart and careful as they should have been. And they got the cops on their trail.
Oh, the dopes.
But I've got to have a new crew of messengers, and fast, because business is very good right now. Now, you must know quite a few kids who make good messengers. Kids who know what the score is and who can be trusted.
You want I should pick out kids who'll make good messages for you, huh?
That's right. I want at least 10 kids, but 5 will do to start. There's you and Biff and a friend of his he's bringing in tomorrow. That'll make 3.
Yeah.
I'm counting on you to bring in at least 2 more. Because I've got to have 5 messengers tomorrow to take care of the work I've got lined up.
By tomorrow, huh?
That's right. I'll pay you $25 for every kid you bring in.
$25?
That's besides your salary, of course. What do you say, Jiggy?
Oh, gee, I'll sure do my best, Mr. Pearlie.
That's the way to talk. Now, get this. The new office is at 225 Front Street.
225 Front?
Right. Also, I changed the name of the outfit from the Reliable Messenger Service to the Dependable Messenger Service.
Dependable, I got it.
Good. I'll expect you there at 9 o'clock in the morning with 2 more messengers. Meanwhile, here's something for your trouble. That is, in coming over here to see me tonight.
Jeepers! A 10 spot.
Wait. Maybe you'd rather have this bill.
Wow! A double sober.
Yeah, a $20 bill. But if you take this one, you'll have to be careful spending it.
What do you mean?
I know now I can trust you, Chickie, so I'll give you the lowdown. This bill is phony.
You mean it's counterfeit?
Not so loud. That's right. But a smart kid like you shouldn't have any trouble passing it. You just got to be careful.
I'll take it, Mr. Pearlie.
I knew you were a smart kid. Okay, now, I'll put you in a taxi and send you home. And first thing tomorrow, you get busy and round up at least 2 good kids. Have them in my office at 9 o'clock.
Okay, Mr. Pearlie, it's a deal.
This is the $20 bill Pearlie gave you last night, Mary, huh?
Yes, Mr. Kent.
That's counterfeit, all right.
Oh, let me see it, Mr. Kent.
Here you are, Jim.
Boy, sure looks good. Say, how does this Pearlie guy manage to pass so much of this stuff?
I think we know now. You see, he orders plane tickets, train reservations, theater tickets, things like that, which run into good sums of money, and has his messengers pick them up with counterfeit money.
Well, how could he get away with that when you've got to give your name when you...
Well, he uses phony names when he orders, of course.
Oh.
Then he either sends his messengers back with the tickets and gets good money in exchange, or he sells them elsewhere for legal money. Right, Mary?
Uh-huh. That's how it shapes up to me.
Jeepers. What a sweet racket.
Yes, it's clever, all right. But all rackets are broken eventually, and thanks to you, Mary, I think we'll break this one before long.
I sure hope so, Mr. Kent.
We will. As soon as you find out where Pearlie gets his counterfeit money and tip us off that his messengers are carrying it, Inspector Henderson and I will go into action.
Mary, look, I'm awful sorry I called you a crook the other day. I was mad.
That's all right, Jim. You didn't know. But listen, Mr. Kent, what am I going to do about the 2 extra kids Pearlie wants me to bring to his office this morning?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that, Mary. It would help if the 2 boys you brought in were someone we knew, so when we cracked down, those boys could testify for us.
But I don't know any kids like that.
Well, sure you do, Mary. Me.
You?
Right. Pearlie doesn't know me, and I can talk tough. Like this, see? You want to make something of it, buddy?
You're pretty good, Jim.
Now, wait a minute. I don't know about that,
please
Jim.
let me, Mr. Kent.
Well...
I did something like it once before when we were tracking down those filthy guardians of America. Remember?
Yes, I do, and you did a good job, but... I don't know, this is even more dangerous, I'm afraid.
Oh, now listen...
If Pearlie caught on to who you were, it'd be too bad.
But he won't catch on. Gosh, if it's not too dangerous for Mary, a girl, it's certainly not too dangerous for me.
Well, you've got a point there, but
please, Mr. Kent. I want to help Mary to sort of make it up to her for what I said and did.
Well, in that case, I can hardly refuse, Jim.
Hot dog. And I've got our other messenger, too.
Who?
Beanie Martin.
Beanie?
Uh-huh. You should see him put on a tough act. He's terrific.
How come?
Well, he was brought up back at the gasworks, you know. Besides, he's always kicking about never getting a chance to do anything except run copy.
All right, let's ask him. Say, we'll have to work fast. Aren't you due at Pearlie's office at 9, Mary?
Yes, I am.
Well, it's 8:30 now, so let's get going.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
You know, gang, Jimmy Olsen's mighty proud of that Superman Crusader ring he's wearing. The one that shows that he's pledged himself with Superman to be a good citizen and crusade for tolerance and good sportsmanship. So doesn't it give you a thrill to know that you can wear a Superman Crusader ring just like it? You know, Kellogg's Pep has fixed that up for you, and you're going to feel like strutting around when you wear that ring. I mean, it's a humdinger. It's made of sturdy, silver-looking metal with a shiny, durable finish that'll keep right on looking shiny and slick for a long, long time. Superman's picture stands out in the front, and the words Superman Crusader are printed clear and plain on the side. That makes you a Superman Crusader, too. And the ring's adjustable, so it's easy to fit right in your finger yourself. Now, here's how you get your Superman Crusader ring. Ask Mom to get you a package of that Sunshine cereal, Kellogg's Pep. Send the box stop along with 10 cents in cash and your name and address clearly printed to Superman, Box 40, Battle Creek, Michigan. Get that now. Send one box top from a package of Kellogg's Pep, 10 cents in cash, and your name and address clearly printed to Superman, Box 40, Battle Creek, Michigan. Get your Superman Crusader ring from P.E.P., the Sunshine Cereal, Kellogg's Pep.
Promptly agreeing to join them in their dangerous mission, Beanie Martin, Daily Planet copy boy, has accompanied Mary Hennig and Jimmy Olsen to Pearlie's new office on Front Street. In his inner office now, Pearlie is saying to Jim and Beanie,
If Dickie says you 2 boys are okay, that's all right with me. You're hired.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Pearlie.
Yeah, much obliged, Mr. Pearlie.
Did Chickie tell you what you to do?
Well, she didn't tell us much.
No, she just told us this was a soft touch. Not much work and plenty of cabbage. And that's for us, huh, Jim?
You said it, pal.
See? Told you they were right guys, Mr. Pearlie.
Okay. Now, Biff Morgan should be here with another new messenger any minute, so I'll tell you all what you're to do. Somebody just came into the reception room. Maybe it's Biff. You kids wait in here till I see. I'll be back in a moment.
Well, it looks like we're in, kids. Now all we have to do... What's the matter, Daniel?
That kid in there who just came in. I saw him when Mr. Pearlie opened the door.
You mean Biff Morgan?
No, Monk Owen. He knows me. We used to live next door to each other.
Holy mackerel.
Gee whiz, if he sees me, he'll tell Pearlie who I am, and we'll all be dead pigeons.
Gosh, what are we going
to... Come in here, boys. I want you to meet 3 other messengers.
Oh, gosh, here they come. What'll we do?
Gee whiz, I don't know, Beanie. Looks like we're done for.
Come into my private office, boys. There's some other messengers there. I'll give you all your instructions at the same time.
Here he comes. What'll we do?
Wait a minute, Mr. Pearlie. Before we go to meet those other guys, I'd like to ask you something.
Yeah? What is it?
Well, it's kind of private. Can I close that door to your office for a minute? Okay.
Oh, Jeepers, that was close.
Yeah, but it ain't over yet.
Bean's right. This is only temporary relief. You sure that kid is Monk Owen and that you know him, Beanie?
Sure I am. Jimmy lives in my old neighborhood. We even went to school together.
That doesn't mean anything.
He does when he knows I work for the Daily Planet.
How does he know that?
I ran into him only a couple of days ago, and I told him then what I'm doing.
Uh-oh. That is bad.
Gosh, what'll we do?
Gee whiz, I don't know. We're trapped.
Mr. Pearlie finds out it's Kurt.
Oh, wait a minute. Isn't there another way out of this office?
I don't see any.
I'm sure there is.
What about the window?
Gee whiz, you mean I should jump out?
Oh, of course not, Dopey. Let's see if there's a fire escape.
Gosh, even if there is one, how are we going to expect...
Don't worry about that now. Good. There is a fire escape.
Oh, what?
Come on, Beanie. Out with you, quickly.
Okay. But what are you going to tell Pearlie?
Oh, I'll think of something.
Oh, I sure hope so.
Now, don't stand there, Beanie. Go on, get going.
Here comes Pearlie.
Hey, where's Graham, Beanie? Run down the fire escape and get back to the office. Tell Mr. Kent we're okay, not to worry about us. And pay no attention to anything we say.
Okay, so long.
Don't you worry about a thing, Biff. I'll take care of it.
Quick, Mary. Holler at Beanie as if he's running away.
Come on back, you yellow punk.
Yeah, come on back here. I'll get you for this.
Hey, what's going on here?
Well,
that little punk Beanie. He ran out of it.
What?
Yeah, got scared and took it on a lamb.
Right, that's it. What did he get scared of? Did you tell him anything, Chicky?
No,
she didn't say nothing. He just didn't like the idea of working as a messenger boy, see? Just lazy, that's all.
Well, I'll fix him for that. What's his name, Chicky?
Beanie.
You know him, Biff?
No, I didn't even see him. Hey, I know a kid named Beanie. He works...
This kid's name is Tomasi. Beanie Tomasi.
Is that the one you know, Monk? No, I don't know him.
Okay, forget it. I'll check up on him later. We got a lot of work to do today. You four will have to hustle to get it all done.
Don't you worry. We'll hustle, all right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now listen. Chicky and Biff, you know the ropes. You, Monk, and you, what's your name, kid?
Jim. Jim Miller.
Okay, Jim, okay. Now, you go with Chicky today. Monk, you travel with Biff. I want two of you together on each job. Because you'll be carrying a lot of money.
I mean, we're going to pick up railroad tickets and stuff again?
No. Today we have a lot of exchanges to make.
Oh.
You see, many of our customers have, changed their minds about traveling and going to the theater and so on. So they've sent their tickets back to me, see?
Yeah, we understand.
Now, you messengers are going to turn them back in and collect the money for them. You understand?
Sure.
I know what to do, Mr. Pearlie, and I'll show Monk the ropes.
Good. This envelope is yours, Biff. You'll find the tickets and the amount of refund to get inside.
Check.
This one is yours, Chicky.
Okie doke.
Now, get this. If anybody asks you if you're the kids who called for the tickets in the first place...
We ain't. And we don't know who did either, right?
That's right, Biff. All you know is that the dependable messenger service gave you the tickets and told you to return them and get the money back. Do all of you understand that?
Sure.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, then get going. And remember, I want you all back by noon. With money.
We'll be back. Sure thing.
Hey, Miss Kent.
Beanie, why, I thought you were with...
Yeah, I did go with Jim and Mary to work for the messenger service.
What are you doing back here? Did something go wrong?
Oh, yeah, sort of.
Oh, great Scott. Speak up. What's happened? Did Jim and
Now,
Mary
wait a
get...
minute, Mr. Kent. They're okay, honest.
Oh, thank heaven.
Well,
then
it was
what...
like this, see. We're standing there talking to that Mr. Pearlie when two other kids come to the reception room.
Uh-huh.
Pearlie, he goes out to greet them. When he opens the door, I happen to see that one of the kids knows me, knows I work here.
One of the kids knows you and knows you work here?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So you see, I can't stay there. If I do, it's curtains for all of us.
Uh-huh.
So Jimmy made me lam out of the window and down the fire escape.
Oh, I don't like that, Beanie. I don't like that at all.
Oh, it's okay. Jimmy says he'll fix it somehow.
Well, maybe. Just the same, I've got a feeling they'll need me. That is, they'll need Superman.
Now, don't you worry, Mr. Kent. Everything's fine. You just wait for Jim's call. He's smart, that guy. Nothing's going to happen to him.
Well, I hope so, Beanie. I certainly hope you're right.
Well, I certainly was surprised to see you walking in here, Mr. Paradise. I thought you never wanted to be seen around our office.
I don't, Pearlie. I think it's dangerous. But this news story I mentioned before worries me. I'm afraid it may lead to trouble.
And I want to trace it before that happens, if possible.
Yeah, sure, but Mr. Paradise, what's it all about?
Here it is on page 1 of the Daily Blade. Read it for yourself.
Yes, sir. 2 Daily Planet reporters, identified as Lois Lane and James Olson, were arrested yesterday and charged by the police department with passing counterfeit money. Hey, how did...
Go on. Continue reading.
After being released on bail provided by their managing editor, Perry White, the charges against Lane and Olson were dismissed. Inspector Henderson of the police department refused to explain, but he said that he expected to have an important statement soon on the mysterious counterfeiting ring that has been fleecing metropolis merchants and shopkeepers of thousands of dollars. Say, what does this mean?
That's what I want to know. How did 2 Daily Planet reporters get hold of some of our money?
I don't know.
You'd better know. If newspaper reporters are on our trail, we're really in trouble. Now think, how did they get it?
I tell you, I don't know. I can't understand it. All the phony stuff goes to railroad stations and airplane lines, department stores, places like that. I can't... Wait. Great snake.
What?
I just remembered. One of my messages, Chickie Hennig, worked at the Daily Planet.
What?
Yeah. I gave her a phony $20 bill last night.
You did?
Yeah. But she's on the level. Well, she's the one who tipped me off yesterday that Inspector Henderson was going to raid the office.
So what? Maybe that was part of the game.
What do you mean?
She might have been told to do that to win your confidence and then find out all about us.
If she did, I'll wring her dirty little double-crossing neck.
And I'll help you. Where is this Chickie?
She's out on a route.
When is she due back?
Oh, in an hour or so.
All right. We'll both wait here for her.
We'll be back in a moment with the tense climax of today's episode. So stand by.
Say, how'd you like to be the first one in your crowd to have a Superman Crusader ring, just like the one Jimmy Olsen and Beanie and all the kids at Unity House are so proud of? Well, keep a pencil and paper handy, because in just a few seconds, I'm going to tell you how Kellogg's Pep has fixed it for you to get one. And believe me, gang, you're going to be mighty proud of your Superman Crusader ring for lots of reasons. First off, it identifies you as a Superman Crusader, too. Shows that you're a part of Superman's crusade for good Americans. And then, this ring is such a slick-looking job. It's shiny and silver-looking, with Superman's picture standing out big and smiling on the front, and the word Superman Crusader on the side. It's adjustable, too. You can fit it right on your finger yourself. And it's made of such sturdy metal with such a durable silver-like finish, why, it'll keep right on looking shiny and slick for a long, long time. Now, here's how you get your Superman Crusader ring. Ask Mom to get you a package of that Sunshine cereal, Kellogg's Pep. Send the box top along with 10 cents in cash and your name and address clearly printed to Superman, Box 40, Battle Creek, Michigan. You got that? Send 1 Kellogg's Pep box top, 10 cents in cash, and your name and address clearly printed to Superman, Box 40, Battle Creek, Michigan. Remember, that's P-E-P, the Sunshine cereal, Kellogg's Pep.
Unaware that she is under suspicion, young Mary Hennig, accompanied by Jimmy Olsen, is in an express subway train en route back to Pearlie's office.
The way I figure it, Mary, all these railroad and theater tickets we returned this morning must have been bought with counterfeit money. Then Pearlie had us return the tickets and get good money in exchange.
Sure. That's the way Mr. Kent figured Pearlie worked it, Jim.
Mr. Kent's practically always right. Now, only Pearlie sends us out to buy more stuff this afternoon with phony money. All we have to do is call Mr. Kent, and he'll pop down on Pearlie with the police. Then you'll be in the clear, Mary.
Oh, golly, and I won't have to go to jail. Oh, gosh, Jim, if it only works out.
Oh, it will. Don't worry.
I'm so nervous I can't sit still.
Hey, you gotta pull yourself together.
Sure.
You don't want Pearlie to suspect anything, do you?
No, but I got the jitters.
Oh, now, calm down. Relax. Everything's working out swell.
Chickie will be back right away. If she's a spy, she'll get what all spies get when they're caught.
As we continue now, Mary and Jimmy, unaware of what awaits them, are entering Pearlie's outer office. Biff Morgan, another young messenger, greets them. Listen.
Hi, Chickie. Hello, Jim.
Hi.
What's cooking, Biff?
Mr. Pearlie wants to see you right away, Chickie. He's in his private office.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, I'll go in with you.
He just said for Chickie to go in. You stay out here, Jim, unless you want to get your ears pinned back. The boss is awful sore about something.
What's he sore about?
Search me.
I better go in with you, Mary.
Oh, I'll be all right, Jim. Can't know anything. Probably just in a hurry to get his hands on the money we collected.
Oh, okay, but But yell if you need me.
Sure thing. Well, here goes. You want to see me, Mr. Pearlie?
Yeah. Come in and close the door.
Okey-doke.
This the girl, Pearlie?
Yeah. Name's Chicky Hennig. Listen, you...
Wait a minute. Get the money first.
Okay. Give, Chicky.
Look, what you saw at me about?
You'll find out. Get up the dough you collected this morning.
Oh, it's here in my handbag. 623 for the tickets we returned to the railroad stations, the steamship company, and the 7 theaters. Here you are.
I'll count it later. And it better all be there.
It's all there, all right. Say, what's this all about?
When's the last time you were at the Daily Planet?
Planet? Well, let's see, day before yesterday. Why?
You didn't go back there last night after you left me?
What would I want to go back to that dump for? Now I'm working for you.
Just answer his questions, young lady.
Well, who's the character in the striped pants, Mr. Perry?
None of your business. When did you see Lois Lane and Jim Olsen last?
I didn't see them since I quit the paper.
You're lying.
I am not.
You saw Miss Lane and Olsen last night.
I didn't.
And you gave them the phony $20 bill
I
I gave
did not.
you. Let's see the bill, then.
I haven't got it with me.
Then you did give it to the reporters,
No, I didn't, I tell you.
Where is it, then? The truth, girl.
I spent it.
She's lying, Pearlie.
I am not. Why you...
Shut up.
The newspaper story about Miss Lane and Olsen being arrested was obviously a frame to fool us and cover up for this girl. Inspector Henderson had to put out some story because the mayor and the merchants are riding him.
Sure, that's the way I figured, Mr. Pratt.
Wait a minute. You say Miss Lane and Jim Olsen were arrested?
Yeah, for passing counterfeit money, the paper says. And the only place they could have got that
Wait.
much...
If Miss Lane and Jim got picked up for passing phony money, maybe they did get it from me.
Now we're getting someplace. I knew she'd break down, Pearlie.
Wait, will you let me finish? Wasn't the $20 you gave me last night, Mr. Pearlie? That must have been the dough Biff gave me last Saturday.
Who gave you?
Biff Morgan, you know.
He's one of my boys. The one who brought her in.
I see.
Yeah. Paid me $15 he owed me on Saturday. I changed a 5 and 5 singles, so Jim Olsen for a 10 spot. I paid the other 5 to Miss Lane because I owed it to her. So if you say the phony dough had come from me, must have been the one that Biff gave me.
Well, I'll be... Wait. Biff's right here. I'll find out about this. Biff, come in here.
Okay.
You want me too, Mr. Pearlie?
No, you answer the phone if it rings, Jim.
Okay.
What's up, Mr. Pearlie?
When you first told me about Chicky, and I told you to get her to work for me, I gave you $15 to give her, didn't I?
Yeah, that's right. I did give it to her, too. Didn't I, Chicky? Didn't I?
Yeah.
Shut up, Chicky. But instead of giving her good money like I told you to, you kept that for yourself and passed off the phony stuff you got for your salary on Chicky. Didn't you?
Why?
Didn't you?
Yeah, I mean...
I told you the phony stuff had to be passed in stores where it couldn't be traced to us. But you double-crossed me. Now, I'll teach you, you little rat. Like this.
Hey, cut it out. Lay off, will you? Cut it out. Mary,
Get back to the phone, Jim. Now, Biff.
Lay off, will you?
Let him alone, Pearlie.
I'm going to teach
Let
you.
him alone, I said. We don't want him marked up for the police. Now, listen, boy.
Yes, sir?
The next time you disobey orders, you'll go into the river. And you won't come out. Understand?
Yes, sir. I didn't mean nothing, honest. I
Just remember what I said. Now get out of here and don't come back for a week.
Wait, Mr. We're short of messengers.
We won't need any for a week. Get out, Biff. You won't be paid for a while to teach you a lesson. You, Chicky, and you, whatever your name is.
Jim Miller.
Very well, Jim. You and Chicky wait in the next room. I want to talk to Mr. Pearlie in private.
Okay, kids. Outside. You, Biff, scram. I don't want to see you for a week.
Okay.
You and Jim answer the phone until Herman gets back, Chicky.
Okay, Mr. Pearlie. Come on, Jim.
Close the door behind you.
Yes, sir.
You dirty little snitcher, Chicky, I'm gonna...
Let her alone, Biff.
Oh, yeah? Maybe you want to poke in the mouth, too, Jim.
Yeah, just try it and see what happens.
Oh, not now, but I'll get you for this, Chicky. And you, too, Jim.
I thought I was in for it with Mr. Pearlie, Jim.
Yeah, so did I. I was standing by the door and heard everything. You used your head, Mary.
Oh, I had to. I was on the spot.
Who do you suppose that other guy is in there?
I don't know. He looks and talks like a big shot.
Uh-huh. Pearlie practically licks his boots. You know what, Mary? I think he's the head man in this counterfeiting ring.
Gee, you do?
Uh-huh. Come over here by the door. We might hear something.
It'll be too bad if we get caught, you know.
We'll lay
Quiet.
low for a few days.
I can hear him.
Understand?
You mean not put out any more of the stuff?
That's right. I have it on good authority that the mayor gave Inspector Henderson 48 hours in which to round us up or else.
Well, how does he know that? I don't know.
48 hours will be up tomorrow, and he'll be out on his ear.
That won't make me mad. Henderson's a smart cop.
It won't make me mad either.
You hear that, Mary?
Now, here's the setup. When Henderson is fired, the whole police department will be shaken up. The mayor has said so. That gives us our chance, while the new inspector and other police brass are trying to get their feet under them.
Yeah.
Before they know what it's all about, we'll cover this town with our phony money.
Holy smokes.
It works out perfectly for us. We'll work overtime the next couple of days and nights, turning out the stuff so we'll be all ready to go.
Come here, Jim.
What?
Now I am in the super-real.
What do you mean, Mary?
Didn't you just hear the big shot say they're not going to distribute any more counterfeit money for a while?
Oh, yeah,
Well,
but...
don't you see? Inspector Henderson said if Mr. Kent's plan to track down the counterfeit ring with you and me doesn't pay off by the time his 48 hours are up, he'll arrest me. You know what that means.
Uh-oh.
And now it can't pay off in time, and I'll have to go to jail, Jim.
Dismayed, Jimmy Olsen looks at the pale Mary Hennig, realizing that she has spoken the truth and that she seems doomed to a jail sentence. We'll return in a moment for the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
You know, gang, you won't have to pamper your Superman Crusader ring when you wear it. No, sir, it's a sturdy thing. Keeps right on looking shiny and slick no matter what kind of weather you wear it in, even on the football field. You see, it's made of durable metal with a special silver-like finish that's shiny and bright as anything. It'll wear and wear. Yes, sir, Kellogg's Pep has a ring for you that you'll be proud to own. You'll be proud, too, to be identified as a Superman Crusader yourself and to wear this symbol of his fight for tolerance and good sportsmanship. Fact is, the words Superman Crusader are printed clear and plain right on the side of the ring, and Superman's picture stands out big and powerful on the front. The Superman Crusader ring is adjustable, too. Easy to fit right on your finger yourself. So get busy and send in for yours right away. First, ask Mom to get you a package of that Sunshine cereal, Kellogg's Pep. Send the box top along with 10 cents in cash and your name and address clearly printed to Superman, Box 40, Battle Creek, Michigan. Let me give you that again now. Send one Kellogg's Pep box top, 10 cents in cash, and your name and address clearly printed to Superman, Box 40, Battle Creek, Michigan. Get your Superman Crusader ring, gang, from P.E.P., the Sunshine cereal, Kellogg's Pep.
In the outer office of Mr. Pearlie's bogus messenger service, Mary Hennig has just said to Jimmy Olsen,
Kent's plan for us to track down the counterfeit gang can't pay off in time. I'll have to go to jail.
Wait a minute. Maybe not, Mary.
But you just heard that man tell Mr. Purley they won't distribute any more counterfeit money till after Inspector Henderson is fired. When the inspector's fired, I'll get sent to jail.
Wait, I said. Look, we're pretty sure that guy in there with Mr. Purley is the big shot of the gang, aren't we?
Uh-huh. So what?
Well, that's what Mr. Kent and the Inspector Henderson want to know. They can trail him and check up on him, find the printing presses he makes the phony money on, and all that.
Golly, that's right, Jim. Oh, listen. We got to get in touch with Mr. Kent right away, before the big shots leave.
Right. I'll phone him. You keep quiet.
Hold it, Jim.
Now, listen, Chickie. When Herman gets back, tell him I have to leave with this gentleman.
Sure. What's his name?
Just say the gentleman in the striped trousers.
Oh, okay.
And tell him to close up the office and stay home for a couple of days. I'll call him when I want him.
You're going to close the office?
Just for a short time.
Oh.
I'll call you in a few days.
Come, let's go, Pearlie.
Right.
So long, Mr. Purley.
They're gone. What are we going to do now, Jim?
It's too late now to call Mr. Kent. There's only one thing we can do. Come on, Mary.
Where to?
Where do you suppose? The big shot and Purley are probably going to the counterfeit ring's headquarters. So we've got to trail them. Alone. Come on.
There they go, through the revolving door. Come on, Jim.
Wait. They stop by the curb, see? They're trying to flag a taxi.
Sure, but how
Look,
we...
there's a phone booth in the lobby next to the cigar stand. I'm going to call Mr. Kent. You keep your eye on those two guys.
Okay. Suppose Purley and the big shot get in the cab while you're in the phone booth.
Oh, signal me. I'll be able to see you from the booth.
Well, all right. Hurry, Jim.
I will. Only I've got a nickel. Yeah, I have. Here it is. I'll leave the door open a little so I can hear her. Only they don't get a cab in a hurry. If I can just get hold of Mr. Kent. Oh, golly, please be there, Mr. Kent.
Daily Planet.
Mr. Clark Kent, please. Hurry, this is important.
Just a moment, please.
Oh, come on, Mr. Kent, come on. Oh, golly.
Hello, Clark Kent speaking.
Coming, Mary. Just as I got Mr. Kent, too. Where are they? Where'd they go?
In that cab, see? They're starting off.
Come on, what are you waiting for?
There it goes. What'll we do? They'll get away.
Gotta find another taxi.
How are we going to find one in time?
Take it easy. Hurry's cab stopped at the corner light. Hey, look. There's somebody getting out of the cab next door. Come on, step on it.
Quick, grab it.
Here we are. Get in, Mary.
Where to, kid?
Jim, that taxi started.
I see it. Quick, driver. Follow that green checker cab up ahead. And please don't lose it. Please.
I'll do the best I can, Bud.
That party hasn't called me back yet, operator?
Why, no, Mr. Kent. Peculiar, isn't it, the way he hung up just when you got on?
Yes, very. Did he give you his name when he asked for me?
No, sir, he didn't. Just said to get you in a hurry.
Well, did it sound like Jim Olson's voice?
Well, I wouldn't know, Mr. Kent. This is only my second day at the Planet Switchboard.
Oh, I see. All right, then. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Kent.
Yes, what is it, Beanie?
Mr. White and Miss Lane are having conniptions.
What?
They're having fits worrying about Jim and Mary. The chief wants you to come into his office right away.
Oh, well, tell him there's nothing to report yet, Beanie, will you? So far as I know, everything's going along all right. As soon as Jim and Mary know more about the counterfeiters or are sent out with any phony money, they'll call me.
Oh, sure. That's what I told Mr. White and Miss Lane, but...
I know. They're very anxious, and so am I. But I've got to stay right here until one of them calls. You see, they may be separated and need me suddenly. And even I can't be two places at once.
Sure, I know. Okay, I'll tell him.
All right, tell them I have lots of confidence in Jim and Mary, but just in case I don't hear from them in the next hour or two, I'll check up on them.
Okay, Mr. Kent.
As Clark Kent waits anxiously in his office, Herman, Pearlie's brutal henchman and dog-like follower, has just left the bus in front of the office building in which Pearlie's messenger service is located. As he enters the lobby, Biff Morgan darts in after him.
Hey, Herman, wait a minute.
I ain't got time, Biff. I gotta get upstairs, see Mr. Pearlie.
Well, he ain't there. Listen.
Where is he?
He went someplace with a guy in a taxi, a guy in striped pants. But
a guy
listen...
in striped pants?
Yeah, I don't know what his name is, but
Something
this is...
must have gone wrong if he showed up here. Who's taking care of the office?
Nobody. Now, will you please listen a minute?
What do you mean nobody's taking care of the office? Why ain't you up there to answer the phone?
On account I've been laid off for a week without pay, that's why.
Oh, yeah? What'd you do?
That rotten little chickie Hennig ratted on me.
Chickie? What'd she have to rat about?
She said I passed some phony dough on and she'd give it to some newspaper reporters by mistake. Got in the papers and Mr. Pearlie and the guy in striped pants was sore as blazes.
That proves I was right. Chickie's working with the reporters and with the cops, too.
I bet she is at that. I seen her
I've been
talk...
trying to tell Mr. Pearlie she's poisoned, but he won't listen to me. I would have let her have it last night if a flatfoot didn't just come along.
Well, I was hanging around a pasted one myself. That's how come I seen her spying on Mr. Pearlie.
Spying on him? What do you mean?
That's what I started out to tell you. I was waiting behind a cigar stand for her to come out, see? And I see Mr. Pearlie and the other guy come out and look around for a taxi.
Yeah?
Then Chickie and that new kid she brung in, Jim, they come running down the stairs, see? They watched Mr. Pearlie through the revolving doors. Then while Jim ran back to call up somebody in that phone booth over there, Chickie kept watching Mr. Pearlie, see?
I'll bet he was calling the cops. Okay, then what, Biff?
Then Chickie called to Jim that Pearlie found a taxi. And the two of them beat it out and found one, too. Well, I sneaked out after him, and I heard Jim yell to the driver to follow Mr. Pearlie's cab. How do you like that, Hyman?
That rotten little chickie. I'll get her for that now. And I'll get the Jim kid, too.
You will? How, Hyman?
I think I know where Mr. Pearlie went, that's how.
Yeah?
Chickie and Jim want to find that out so they can tell the cops. Well, they'll find out, all right. But they'll never live to tell the cops.
His evil eyes blazing with hatred for Mary Hennig, Herman rushes from the lobby and hails a taxi to pursue the girl and Jimmy Olsen. What will happen now? We'll know in just a moment when we return for the startling climax of today's episode. So stand by.
Say, gang, you'd be mighty proud to be identified as a Superman Crusader, wouldn't you? To be a part of his fight against intolerance and evil? Well, that Superman Crusader ring that Jimmy Olsen's wearing is a symbol of that whole idea, and you can get a ring just like it. Yes, sir, Kellogg's Pep has fixed it so that you can get one of these slick-looking rings. And I mean they're terrific. Made of sturdy, silver-looking metal with a shiny, durable finish that'll keep right on looking shiny and slick for a long, long time. Superman's picture stands right out in the front, and the words Superman Crusader are printed clear and plain on the side. And the ring's adjustable. Sure, so it's easy to fit right in your finger yourself. Now, how do you get your Superman Crusader ring? Why, it's easy. Ask Mom to get you a package of that Sunshine cereal, Kellogg's Pep. Tear off the box top and send it along with 10 cents in cash and your name and address clearly printed to Superman, Box 40, Battle Creek, Michigan. You got that now? Send one box top from a package of Kellogg's Pep, 10 cents in cash, and your name and address clearly printed to Superman, Box 40, Battle Creek, Michigan. Get your Superman Crusader ring from P.E.P., the Sunshine cereal, Kellogg's Pep.
Trailing Pearlie and the mysterious Mr. Paradise, Jimmy Olsen and Mary Hennig saw their taxi stop on the corner of a squalid waterfront street and watched as the two men got out. Then, dismissing their own cab a block away, the two youngsters hurried to the corner and turned in the direction Pearlie and Paradise had gone, toward the river. A misty rain has begun to fall, and a thick fog creeps in from the water as they walk cautiously down the street.
I'm sure they went down this street, Mary.
So am I, but where are they? I don't see them,
They
Jim.
must be somewhere in front of us. This fog makes it hard to... Hey, wait a minute.
What?
The street ends just up ahead, see? At the river.
Oh, gee whiz, that's right.
I don't see Pearlie and the other guy. Into that bungalow across the street. Else into that old house right by the river.
How do you know?
Because they're the only two houses on the street.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Come on. Gotta find out which house they went in. Don't make any noise.
Just a minute, Jim.
What are you doing?
Throwing on my Superman Crusader ring.
Well, what are you doing that for?
For luck. Okay, let's go.
Oh, why don't you grow up?
Oh, yeah. Why do you keep on rubbing your Superman ring?
Well, I just like to keep it polished up, that's all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, Mary.
What's the matter?
That bungalow. You don't think that can be the Counterfeit Gang's headquarters, do you?
I don't know, but why not?
Well, there's no glass in the windows, and the door is half off the hinges. That's just a deserted old shack.
Yeah, you're right. Pearlie must be in the other house, then. Oh, gosh, Jim, this fog is so thick I can hardly see the other house anymore.
I can just make it out myself. Straight ahead, come on.
No, wait, Jim. We know they must be there. So let's go to a phone and call Mr. Kent. He can call Inspector Henderson.
Yeah, I guess that's the smart thing to do. No use blundering around in this fog. We might trip over something and they'd hear us.
Wouldn't that be nice? Come on. Let's get back to the corner. There was a store near where we got out of the taxi.
Okay. Say, which way is the corner, Mary? I can't see a thing in this fog anymore.
Neither can I. But it must be the way we'll walk. No, wait. We turned around to look at the bungalows. It must be this way.
I hope you're right. I can't even see the bungalow anymore. I'd sure hate to walk into the river.
Oh, gee, this is so creepy.
You're not kidding. I wouldn't want to walk or plunk into the house Pearlie and that guy are in either.
You think of the nicest thing.
I'm sorry, but... Hey, what the...
Don't move.
Jimmy!
Either of you.
Who said that?
I did. Herman.
No, Herman.
Yeah, I got you now, Chickie. And you too, Jim.
Hey, let go of him. Let go, you...
You're not going to get away and call the cops this time. You dirty little double-crossers. I'm going to take care of you personal myself. Go on now. Walk.
No, don't. Let go.
Walk, I said. And it's no use trying to get away. Walk toward the river.
Well, Herman was right all along. You are working for the cops, Chickie, huh?
Sure she is.
No, I ain't, Mr. Pearlie. I'm just...
Oh, you and Jim went for a ride in a taxi, and it just happened to follow us, huh?
Well, no. Not exactly. But I...
You see, we figured you were going to the place where you made all the counterfeit money, and well, we just wanted to see it. Didn't we, Mary? I mean, Chickie.
Sure, Jim, that's the way it was. We just wanted to see all the dough. That's all.
Why? So you could tip off the cops?
You got us wrong, Mr. Pearlie.
They're lying, boy.
I know they're lying, Herman. They're police spies.
No, we ain't.
You kids know what happens to spies, don't you?
Oh, we ain't
Listen,
spies.
we just...
We've had enough. Okay, Herman. Get rid of them. Dump them in the river.
Oh, no.
I've been waiting for this for a long time.
No, don't let me go.
Don't do anything, sweet.
Wait. Let him alone, Herman.
What, boss? Mr.
Let him alone, I
Faraday.
said. We can't finish them until we make sure of the other kid.
What other kid?
The one who tipped you off that Chicky and Jim were trailing us.
You mean Biff Morgan?
Yeah. He knows you trail those two kids here. If they disappear, the police will question Biff, and our goose is cooked.
But the police don't know about Biff.
Of course they know. Didn't Biff bring Chicky into work for me?
Well,
And
yeah.
if Chicky's working for the police, don't you think she told him about Biff?
But I didn't.
Shut up, Chicky. So we got to get rid of Biff, too, Herman. You know where to find him?
Yeah, I'll find him. I know where he lives. You want me to go and finish him now, boys?
No. Just find him and bring him here. We'll get rid of all three of them together. And hurry. If Chicky and Jim are missed, Biff will be picked up by the police.
Don't worry. I'll pick him up first. I'm on my way.
Make it snappy.
Yeah, sure, boys.
Okay, you punks. Get into that room.
I'm going. Don't have to shove me.
Here, and take your hands off
I
me.
ought to shove your teeth down your throat, both of you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Get in there.
No!
Why, you...
Shut up. And don't bother yelling for help. It won't do you any good. This room is right over the river, and the tugs and foghorns make a lot of racket. Besides,
Yeah? What?
there'll be a man outside this room. If you yell, he'll come in here and make you very sorry. You understand?
Sure. But you better understand something, too. If you do anything to us, you'll...
Gone. What are we going to do now, Jim?
I don't know. We've got to do something. Those guys mean business. Wait a minute, Mary.
Oh, don't bother about the door. I heard them lock it.
Locked, all right. It would take Superman to break it down. It's so thick. Let's have a look at the window.
Oh, it's barred.
Jeepers. It's a good 50-foot drop from here straight down to the river. Even if we could get out of the window, it wouldn't do us any good.
Not unless we had a ladder.
Huh? Wish for a pair of wings while you're at it. Not even a sheet we could make a line out of in this room. That doggone Biff Morgan. If he hadn't told Herman about us trailing Pearlie, everything would have been dandy. Mr. Kent and Inspector Henderson would have been here by now, and...
Hey, who's dreaming now?
Yeah. Well, hey, look, Mary.
What, Jim?
The fog's lifting a little, see?
Oh.
Look at all the traffic on the river.
Uh-huh.
Comes a tug pulling a load of boxcars. It's going to pass right below our window.
A lot of good it does us. Might just as well be 1,000 miles away.
I don't know. Maybe if we could attract its attention some way...
You mean if we holler?
Well...
Oh, they wouldn't hear us in all that foghorn and stuff. Pearlie thought of that.
Maybe not, but...
Pearlie said if we did holler, he'd be sorry. We'd be sorry. Somebody would come and beat us up.
Stop talking,
Jim,
will you? I'm trying to think. If we could drop a note to that tug or something...
A note?
Yeah. But I haven't got anything to write with or on. How about you, Mary? Look in your handbag.
Oh, Pearlie took my hand back, don't you remember?
Oh, yeah. Jeepers, that tug is almost under us. What? Wait, I know.
What are you doing, Jim?
My Superman Crusader ring. There, I've got it off.
But what good...
I'm going to try to drop it onto the tug. Now, my handkerchief.
I don't get it. What good will that do?
It'll attract attention, won't it?
Well, maybe, but anyway...
That's what we want. Now, to break this window.
Somebody will hear you, Jim.
Now, with this handkerchief wrapped around my fist. There. Tug's under the window now. Cross your fingers, Mary. I can just drop the ring on the tug. Here goes.
Did it?
Wait. No. Missed it.
Oh, Jim.
Landed on one of the boxcars and bounced into the river. I didn't figure on the movement of the tug. I should have dropped the ring just before the tug was right under the window.
Yeah. Well, that's that.
Yeah. I guess so.
Well, don't feel too bad, Jim. Might not have done any good, anyhow.
Maybe not. And yet it could have... Wait, Mary.
What?
We've still got a chance. You've got a Superman Crusader ring, too. Give it to me.
Oh, but the tug's gone.
Another one might come along. Yeah, look. Look, there is another one coming. Where? You can just see it through the fog. See?
Oh, yeah.
Hurry up, get your ring on.
Oh, all right. Gosh, I sort of hate to give it up.
Come on. I'll get you another one. If we ever get out of here.
Okay, Jim, I'm trying. Golly.
Hurry up.
Here.
I got plenty of time to take aim now and make sure.
Jim, somebody's opening the door.
Listen, see, I broke the window. Quick, Mary, stand in front of it.
Okay, here it goes.
Well, what do you want, Hood?
Just checking on you, kids.
Go soak your head.
Boy.
Boy, my heart practically stopped.
Mine did. Oh.
Now, we're just not too late for that tug.
Let me see. Almost under the window, Jim. Look.
Yeah. Just got time. Keep your fingers crossed, Mary. Here goes. Oh, gleams. Right on the target.
Oh, wow. Landed right on the deck, Jim.
Yeah. Now, if only... Look, Mary.
What?
One of the men on the tug is picking it up. Hey!
Help! Help, please!
Shut up, the hollering! One more peep out of you kids, it'll be just too bad. Get me?
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Well, don't forget it.
Got it, Jim. Let's go and see what happened to the tug.
Fog's covering it.
Suppose they heard us?
I don't know. I don't know if the ring will do any good either. It's one chance in a million. All we can do now is to hope, Mary.
Their hands clenched, Jimmy Olsen and Mary Hennig stared down at the fog-wrapped river, hoping that their 1 in a million chance will succeed. We'll know more in a moment when we return with the tense climax of today's episode. So stand by.
Say, pretty soon now, all the fellows and girls in the gang will be wearing Superman Crusader rings, like the ones Jimmy Olsen and Mary Hennig tried to drop on the tugboat today. And you'll want to be identified as a Superman Crusader, too, because that ring symbolizes Superman's crusade for good Americans. And is it a humdinger for looks? Made of sturdy, silver-looking metal with a shiny finish that'll keep right on looking shiny and slick for a long, long time. Superman's picture stands out in the front, with the word Superman Crusader printed right on the side. And the ring's adjustable, sure, so it's easy to fit it right on your finger yourself. Now, here's how you can get your own Superman Crusader ring. Ask Mom to get you a package of that Sunshine cereal, Kellogg's Pep. Send the box top along with 10 cents in cash and your name and address clearly printed to Superman, Box 40, Battle Creek, Michigan. You got that now? Send one box top from a package of Kellogg's Pep, 10 cents in cash, and your name and address clearly printed to Superman, Box 40, Battle Creek, Michigan. Get your Superman Crusader ring, gang, from P.E.P., the Sunshine cereal, Kellogg's Pep.
As Jimmy Olsen was dropping Mary Hennig's Superman Crusader ring to the deck of the tugboat, Clark Kent, worried at the failure of his young friends to communicate with him, has gone to the office building where Pearlie's messenger service is located. As we join him now, Kent stands frowning before the closed door of the office.
Funny. The office is locked and there's nobody inside. Oh, wait a minute. Here comes the porter. Oh, Porter.
Yes, sir.
I noticed this office, the dependable messenger service, is locked. I wanted to see the proprietor, Mr. Purley. Would you know where he is?
No, I wouldn't know it. Matter of fact, I don't even know the people in that office. They just moved in.
Oh, I see. Oh. Well, thanks. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
I'm sure glad Mr. Purley wants me to come back to work for him, Hammond. I can use some easy money. What are you laughing about?
Nothing, Biff. Nothing at all.
Come on, let me in on the joke.
Yeah, you dumb kid, do it again for easy money. You hand me a laugh.
What do you mean?
I don't mean anything.
Oh. Hey, look, tell me, is Mr. Purley taking me back on account of I tipped you off about Chicky and Jim trailing him, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
I thought so. How'd you like that little tomato trailing aboard?
I knew from the start she was a double-crosser. But now when I get my hands on her, she's going to be sorry she was ever born.
When you get... You mean you didn't catch her?
Sure I caught her. And her sneaky friend, Jim, too.
Then why do you say when you get your hands on her?
Because the big shot wouldn't let me finish... touch him until we got you, too.
Till you got me.
I mean, until we got you to do something first.
Yeah, like what?
Special little job. Mr. Purley will tell you about it.
Oh, I get it.
Hey, driver, what you stopping here for?
Red light, Mac.
Oh.
Listen, Mr. Purley gonna do to Chicky and Jim?
What do you suppose?
Hey, look, he ain't gonna
What do
kill
you
those.
suppose we're going to do with those little rats, huh? Turn them loose and let them tell the cops all they know?
Oh, no, I suppose you can't do that, but
Nuts. Dopey kids who go for the easy dough always get it in the neck sooner or later anyhow. Like you're going to find out.
I'm gonna find out. Hey, what do you mean, Herman?
Oh, nothing. Now what are we stopping for?
Oh, looks like a traffic jam.
Metropolis Bridge is up, Mac.
Oh, yeah. Look, Herman, you can see the smokestacks of some big ship in a river.
Where?
Over there.
Yeah, all I see is fog over the river. Oh, yeah.
It's a big one, all right. Looks like we'll be stuck here a good 10 minutes.
Well, how do you like that? Just when I'm in a hurry to get this job done.
As Herman scowls over the fact that his 3 young victims are granted an additional 10 minutes of life, Clark Kent is in the office of Perry White at the Daily Planet, where the gray-haired editor and Lois Lane are venting their anxiety on him. Remember this, Kent. If anything happened to Jim and Mary, it's your fault.
Oh, now look.
It certainly is, Clark.
Oh, wait a
The
minute.
very idea of letting those 2 kids get in with a gang of criminals
Now,
is
just a
more
minute,
than I could-
Lois. In the first place, Jim isn't a child. He's 17 now. And
Well,
further-
Mary's only 14.
Yes, I know, but this was Mary's only chance to clear herself of the charge of working with the gang.
Now, Clark.
Unless she took the chance. She was certain to go to the reformatory for a long time.
What's all that got to do with what we're talking about?
What?
The point is, Jim and Mary are missing now.
I know,
but we haven't the least idea where they are. Nor have we any way of finding out.
If we could only find that man Purley, he knows where they are.
Yes. I can't understand why he closed his messenger office. We know he distributes the counterfeit money through there.
Yes, but he
Didn't
wouldn't...
return to his office since I was there a little while ago either. Inspector Henderson posted a man there who promised to call me if anyone showed up at the office.
Well, what I'm afraid of is that the counterfeiters must have discovered who they were. So they closed that messenger office, and now Jim and Mary...
Oh, don't say it, Chief.
I'll take it.
No,
Never
I'll
mind,
take
never
it.
mind. I can answer my own phone. Perry White speaking. Who? Oh, Nichols.
Who?
Well, it must be Harvey Nichols, the new young reporter we took on.
I thought it might be something about Jim and Mary.
Yeah,
Talk to the city
so
editor.
did I.
I said talk to the city editor. I haven't time to be bothered with any routine stories right now. I don't care if it is about Superman.
Superman?
Sure, I'd like to see Superman right now. But I haven't time to listen to any stories about him.
Well, now, wait a minute, Chief. What about Superman?
Oh, hold it, Nichols.
What about
There's
Superman?
Nothing yet, nothing. It's that new reporter, Nichols. Some story about him, he says. That's all.
Oh.
Give you a story to borrow, Nichols.
Wait a minute. Let me talk to him, Chief.
What do you want to waste time on this for?
I don't know. It's just a hunch.
All right, here.
Thanks. Hello, Nichols. This is Clark Kent. That's right, Kent. Well, what's this story about Superman?
At a time like this, he wants to talk about Superman.
Isn't it just like
Quiet,
him?
please, will you? Yes? Yes? What's that? Well, for the... Where? When was it?
What is it, Clark?
I see. Is he there now?
Clark.
He is, huh? Okay, I'll be right out there. Have him wait 2 minutes, will you? Thanks. So long.
Clark, what is it?
A fellow on a river tug says a Superman Crusader ring dropped out of the skies onto his boat. I'm going out to see about it.
A Superman Crusader ring?
Sure, you know, the ones the ones Superman presented to the youngsters at Unity House to promote good citizenship and tolerance.
What do you mean it fell out of the sky?
That's what this fellow told Nichols.
It sounds like a lot of nonsense to me. How could a ring drop out of the sky?
Well, that's what I want to know. Jim and Mary both had Superman Crusader rings, you know. So this interests me. I'll see you both later. I'm going to look into this ring story myself.
Hurrying from Perry White's office to the deserted stockroom, Clark Kent swiftly strips off his business suit and stands revealed in the blue costume and red cape of Superman. Then, throwing open the window, up, and away! The Man of Steel streaks away to the waterfront to question the tugboat man. What will happen now? We'll know more in a moment when we return for the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
Say, gang, how'd you like to join up with Superman in his fight for tolerance and good sportsmanship and wear a Superman Crusader ring? Jimmy Olsen and Mary have them, you know, and Superman's already on the trail of the one that Jimmy dropped on the deck of that tugboat. Well, Kellogg's Pep has fixed it up so that you can have a Superman Crusader ring, too. And is this ring terrific? Shiny and silver-looking, with Superman's picture standing out big and smiling on the front, and the word Superman Crusader on the side. The ring's adjustable, too. You can fit it right on your finger yourself. And it's made of such sturdy metal with such a durable silver-like finish, it'll keep right on looking shiny and slick for a long, long time. Now, most all the fellows and girls in the gang are going to be wearing those Superman Crusader rings pretty soon, so don't you miss out. Ask Mom to get you a package of that Sunshine cereal, Kellogg's Pep. Send the box top along with 10 cents in cash and your name and address clearly printed to Superman, Box 40, that's 40 Battle Creek, Michigan. You got that? Send one Kellogg's Pep box top, 10 cents in cash, and your name and address clearly printed to Superman, Box 40, that's 40 Battle Creek, Michigan. Get your Superman Crusader ring from P.E.P., the Sunshine cereal, Kellogg's Pep.
On a long pier where the Metropolis River empties into the harbor, Superman, once more in his guise of reporter Clark Kent, is questioning Fred Taylor, a member of the crew of the tugboat Sally Ann. As they talk, the fog, which had momentarily lightened, now closing down again over the waterfront like a fuzzy blanket.
Yes, this is the Superman Crusader ring, all right. How did it get on your boat?
The way I figure it, Mr. Kent, Superman was maybe flying by overhead and he dropped it.
No, he didn't, Mr. Taylor.
Well, how do you know he didn't? It's possible, ain't it?
Well, I just know
where
that.
else could the ring come from? We were out in the river, like I told you, and before
How far out from shore were you?
Well, not very far. Pretty close in shore, I'd say.
Well, could the ring have been dropped or thrown from the shore?
I guess maybe it could. I never thought of that.
Just where were you on the river when the ring dropped on the tug? Do you recall?
Well, let's see now. I know we'd already passed under the Metropolis Bridge.
I see. About how far had you gone from the bridge?
Why, that's hard to tell, Mr. Kent.
Why?
The fog was pretty thick, you know.
Yes, that's so.
Hardly see 50 feet in front of you.
Well, could you guess? About how far would you say?
Oh, maybe 2 miles. But that's only a guess.
Let's hope your guess is close, and my hunch is, too. Thanks a lot, Mr. Taylor.
You're welcome. But I still think Superman dropped this ring, though.
Guess I can change behind this packing case. I wonder if that ring did come from Jim or Mary. I'm playing a pretty long hunch, but Unity House is clear across the city. Most of the youngsters who got the rings don't live anywhere near here. And that makes me think that Jim or Mary... There we are, all set. Now to look into this hunch...
As Superman.
Up and away!
Couple of miles this side of the Metropolis Bridge, the tugboat man said. Now, that'll be about here. Let's see. Just a few warehouses along the bank. Hard to see much in this fog. Let's have a look at those warehouses.
Away!
No sign of Jim or Mary down there. Now, which way? Well, just have to range around, I guess.
Away!
As we continue now, the man of steel, hampered by a dense fog, moves slowly above the shore of the river. Listen. No sign of Jim and Mary yet. I'm beginning to think this was a false alarm. Where did that Superman Crusader ring fall from? Oh, if only this fog would lift. So thick even I can hardly see through it. Well, I've practically covered the whole shoreline. I better double back and go over it once more just to make sure.
Bearing in midair, Superman gropes his way back through the shroud-like mist, hoping against hope that his search will not be in vain. Meanwhile, at the Counterfeiters' hideout, a house on the river, Jimmy, Mary, and Biff Morgan, their hands tied, have been taken to the roof by Pearlie and his brutal henchman, Herman, and have been forced to the very edge of the roof, which overhangs the fog-wrapped river below. An evil smile on his face. Herman points a revolver at them as Pearlie looks on, obviously enjoying Jim's attempt to frighten him with brave talk.
I'm warning you for the last time not to go through with this, Pearlie. Because Inspector Henderson knows Mary and I went to work for you, and so does Mr. Kent.
Is that so?
Yes, and if anything happens to us, they'll know who did it.
They won't be able to prove a thing. Go ahead, Herman. Get it over with.
Now, wait, Herman. Look, Mr. Pearlie, let me go. I didn't do nothing, honest.
You know too much, Biff.
Ah, but I won't talk. Honest, I won't. I don't care what the cops do to me. I won't say a word, honest.
We intend to make sure you don't.
No, please.
Shut up, punk. Go ahead, Herman. Mr. Paradise is waiting for us downstairs. We have lots of work to do. So get this over with. Go on.
Okay. No, don't.
Jim, are you all right?
I'm okay, Mary. Look, so's Biff. He missed us on purpose to scare us.
What's the matter with you, Herman? Cut out the monkey shine. And don't miss this time.
As Herman raises his pistol again. Superman, though still a mile away in the foggy sky, has heard the first shot, and pivoting, streaks toward the sound like a great arrow flung from a giant's bow. Now, as Herman's finger tightens again on the trigger of his gun, the man of steel looms through the fog above the house, sees the grim picture below him, and...
Great Scott! Down to that roof! Down! One bullet in my right hand, one in my left. Hey, what the? Thanks for the souvenirs. Now I'll take that gun.
Who's that?
Mary, look.
Hey, Mr. Whirly! Mr. Whirly!
Holy
Come on, get in there.
All right,
Look, Mary, it's Superman.
Glory be.
Superman!
Won't give up, eh? Well, this'll fix you.
Let me go.
Okay.
Don't touch me.
I hate to soil my hands on you, Pearlie, but... Well, so you've got a gun too, have you? In that case, I won't apologize for slipping you this sleeping pill. There.
Boy, what a sweet haymaker.
Thanks, Jim.
Saved our lives, Superman.
You sure did.
It was a pleasure. Now, I'll get these ropes off you youngsters and tie up our two friends here for Inspector Henderson. Then I've got to get down to the basement to get Mr. Paradise and do a little house cleaning there. Well, this seems to be my busy day.
Daily Planet Express. Superman rounds up huge counterfeiting gang. Read all about it in the Daily I have a favor to ask you, Inspector Henderson.
Anything, Cat, anything.
Huh?
You save the lives of those three youngsters and help us break up the biggest and cleverest counterfeiting gang in the history of Metropolis. Which, incidentally, saved my job. So just
I did all that?
Of course you did.
Well, now, look,
Well, you figured out that Jim or Mary must have dropped the Superman Crusader ring to the tugboat, and you contacted Superman.
I can't... I thought you knew. I thought you'd found out.
I'd found out what?
Nothing, Inspector, nothing.
Well, as I started to say, Kent, if not for you, Jim and Mary would be in the river now, and I'd probably be back pounding a beat. Because, as you remember, the mayor gave me just 48 hours to get those counterfeiters behind bars or else.
Well, yes, I know,
So if
but...
there's anything I can do for you, Kent, just speak up. Now, what's this favor you wanted?
Well, it's about Biff Morgan.
Oh, that little hoodlum?
Uh-huh.
Well, you don't have to worry about him.
Why?
He'll be out of circulation for a long time in the state reformatory.
Well, that's just it, Inspector. I think Biff has learned a lesson he'll never forget. He had no idea when he first tied up with Pearlie that he'd be involved in an attempted murder.
None of these delinquent kids do when they decide to go after easy money, Kent. Yeah, they think they're smart, but their parents and the police are dumb.
Sure, but
when they're caught, as they are in 99 cases out of 100, they start whining and alibi that they didn't know what they were doing.
Yes, I know that, Inspector.
Yeah, it's like saying you didn't know the gun was loaded after killing somebody.
But you see, Biff comes from an unfortunate home, Inspector. His father's dead and his mother works. Which makes it nearly impossible for her to pay much attention to him.
Well, I'm sorry, Kent, but I can't ask the court to go easy on Biff.
Why?
He deliberately went bad, and he's got to learn that it doesn't pay off.
But he did learn, Inspector.
Well, a term at a house of correction will drive the lesson home.
I don't know.
What's more, he's got to pay for what he did. Why, it's only a miracle that Jim and Mary weren't killed, and if they had been, Biff would have been tried as an accessory to their murder.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you see that?
Yeah, I guess you're right, Inspector.
Sure.
I'll try to see that Biff gets a chance to start fresh after he serves his time, though.
Fine, and I'll be glad to help.
Okay, thanks. Well, Jim and Mary are waiting outside to hear the news, so I'll pick them up and get back to the Daily Planet. Thanks for everything, Inspector.
Thank you, Kent. Oh, and incidentally, here's a bit of good news you can pass on to Mary.
Oh, what's that?
The department appreciates what she did in this case, and I think, I think we can arrange to have her probation lifted.
Hey, that's wonderful, Inspector. I'll tell Mary right away. So long.
So long, Kent.
And Inspector Henderson says he's quite sure he can have your probation suspended, Mary.
Oh, gee whiz. Do you think he can, Mr. Kent?
Yes, I do.
Oh, boy, that's wonderful, Mary.
Oh, it sure is. Now, if only...
If only what?
Well, I ought to be thankful for all the good luck I've had today, and I am really, but... Well, I just wish I had my Superman Crusader ring back, too.
Gosh, I've forgotten my ring is gone, too.
Don't you worry about it, Jim. Or you either, Mary. I'll see that you get new rings. Now, come on. We've got to get back to the office.
Happily, convinced that all their troubles are over, Clark Kent, Jimmy Olsen, and young Mary Hennig leave police headquarters to return to the Daily Planet, unaware that their happiness will be short-lived, and that very soon, two of them, at least, will be on the receiving end of a terrific shock. We'll know more about that when we return in a moment with the startling climax of today's episode. So stand by.
Say, gang, can't you imagine how thrilled you'll be and how excited to have a Superman Crusader ring like the one Jimmy Olsen dropped on the deck of that tugboat? Yes, sir, you'll be mighty proud. Because this Superman Crusader ring is a symbol of Superman's crusade for good Americans. Shows that you're a Superman Crusader, too, along with all the thousands of fellows and girls who've already written in. And is Pep's Superman Crusader ring terrific? Why, it's shiny and silver-looking, with Superman's picture standing out big and smiling on the front, and the word Superman Crusader right on the side. It's adjustable, too, so you can fit it right on your finger yourself. And it's made of such sturdy metal with such a durable silver-like finish that it'll keep right on looking shiny and slick for a long, long time. So don't miss out, gang. Ask Mom to get you a package of that Sunshine cereal, Kellogg's Pep. Send the box top along with 10 cents in cash and your name and address clearly printed to Superman, Box 40, that's 40, Battle Creek, Michigan. You got that? Send one Kellogg's Pep box top, 10 cents in cash, and your name and address clearly printed to Superman, Box 40, that's 40, Battle Creek, Michigan. Send in today for your Superman Crusader ring from P.E.P., the Sunshine cereal, Kellogg's Pep.
It is several days later when Jim Olsen, returning to his desk in the Daily Planet city room, finds Beanie Martin, head copy boy, standing with his eyes on his wristwatch, a sealed envelope in his hand. Watching him for a moment, Jim notices that Beanie's lips are moving.
Hey, what are you doing, Beanie? Taking your pulse?
20 seconds. 19, 18, 17, 16.
Beanie, what in the world
15,
are you
14, just a minute, Jim. 13, 12, 11.
Sounds like you're
10,
practicing counting backwards.
9, 8, 7, please, Jim.
Look, Dopey, will you please go talk to yourself some other place? I've got work to do.
3, 2, 1, time. There you are, Jim.
Here I am what?
Take this letter. It's time.
Thanks. Now, what do you mean it's time?
Well, Mr. Kent said I should give this letter to either you or Mr. White or Miss Lane at 1 o'clock. They didn't come back from lunch yet, but it's exactly 1 o'clock, so you get it.
Hey, what is this, a gag?
Gee, I don't know, Jim. I'm just telling you what Mr. Kent said. I don't think it was a gag, though. He looked awful serious.
He did?
Uh-huh. Why don't you open the letter? Maybe it'll tell you.
That's what I am doing. I can't see why Mr. Kent would leave us a sealed letter when he could just tell us whatever. Freaking lizards.
What is it, Jim?
No. This can't be. I don't believe it.
What? What don't you believe?
Mr. Kent says he's going away, and get this. He says we'll probably never see him again.
What?
Yeah, here, read it for yourself. No, wait. Here comes Mr. White and Miss Lane. Hey, Mr. White, Miss Lane, listen to this.
His face white as chalk. Jim Olsen rushes toward Editor Perry White and Lois Lane, who are just entering the city room. With the startling letter from Clark Kent held in his shaking hands, Jim gasps,
Jeepers, look at this. Mr. Kent says we'll never see him again.
What does this mean? What has happened that caused Clark Kent, who, as we know, is Superman, to write his friends such startling information? We'll know more tomorrow, gang, when we begin a brand new Superman story. The most amazing and exciting story you've ever heard. So don't fail to be with us when we read Clark Kent's startling letter and this new adventure gets underway. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. Same time, same station.
And remember, for breakfast, it's Kellogg's Pep.
For excitement, the adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC comic magazines and is brought to you Monday through Friday at this same time by Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine cereal. Say, what goes with the kids in other countries? What do they look like and how do they dress? Well, Kellogg has the answer with the cutouts on packages of Kellogg's Crumbles. And the kids in your family will have a swell time with these dolls of all nations, cutting them out and changing their costumes and collecting all 6 countries in the series, like Norway and Holland and China. 2 cutout dolls to every package, you know, and they're dressed like the real thing. That's dolls of all nations on packages of Kellogg's Crumbles. And be sure to be with us tomorrow for the thrilling adventures of Superman. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.